Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
and tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good morning. A Tuesday morning. It is First News with Keeler on vacation. Manaski and Smitty sitting in right now, and Davey's going to go run and answer the door. I think that's going to be Steve Cully. A few topics to get to today. We'll chat with Dr. Kent Hall about this cyclospora situation. Also, we have a list on our website of foods maybe you would want to avoid at this point, although I'm not aware of any of the illnesses being local. So I think that provides a little bit of a shield for us as well, but there are several things on there, including bagged lettuce, which is allegedly pre-cleaned. I'm always skeptical of that, so you should probably wash it yourself, but we'll go over that list of things that maybe you want to avoid, at least for the time being. This has gone on for a while. You know, it's fresh fruits and vegetables, some of the things on this list, and I don't know if you live a healthy lifestyle, if you want to avoid those things too often. We'll also talk with Farmer Ben was in with us late last week. Carrie Patello and Roanne DeStito will join us from Mohawk Valley Living and the Community Foundation. We'll talk with them this morning as well.
They did a segment for the Mohawk Valley Living TV and newspaper. They went to different locations for Dairy Month and did ice cream. And Ben wants to talk about that and about his recent acquisition onto the Community Foundation with Rowan DeStito.
He's purchased it?
No. Well, he's a member of it.
Okay.
He didn't purchase it. Sorry.
You said his acquisition. I'm kidding. The Community Foundation obviously is a huge organization that does an awful lot of work in this community, and we'll talk more about that as well. And we say good morning to our man Steve Cully. Good morning, Cully. How are you?
Good morning, Jeffrey. It is great to be here as always.
Appreciate you sitting in this morning, co-hosting.
Yes.
There you go. Greatest podcast host ever.
Yeah, it's in the universe, actually.
In the universe. Well, ever.
No, it's the universe.
The universe.
I'm not the greatest Well, I guess I would be ever. Podcasting's fairly new. I could be the greatest ever. But the moniker universe, it strikes people.
Right.
It irritates them. That's why I do it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why I have this look. Because nothing irritates people more than sunglasses and a backwards hat. Like, who the hell do you think you are?
Oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with the backward hat. The indoor sunglasses are a little...
Yeah, it's like you're a Hollywood star.
Are you?
I am. I'm the best podcast host in the universe.
Okay, well, there you go. I know it annoys some of our YouTube listeners for sure.
Yes.
And Lance from Lee, he hates the sunglasses indoors. He said so on a few occasions.
Tell Lance I'm going to Venmo him if he'll like me.
Don't do that. Tell Lance you're going to Venmo me if he likes you.
I want to do the Cully $100 giveaway, and if they like me, I Venmo them.
Okay. We'll do the Habaika Law Firm free money question of the day coming up later. I think it's going to be an easy one to give me. And we've also got some tickets to give away for the Herkimer County Fair. Now, not to confuse the fairs, can you pass me that right there? Yep. Nope. There we go. The Herkimer County Fair tickets were given away this week. And, of course, the Boonville Oneida County Fair gets underway today. Unfortunately, we've got a couple of days of rain coming. Hopefully that doesn't lead to a washout there up at the fair. But, Smitty, are you going up to see the John Morgan guy on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going up. I'm supposed to be going up to the fair tonight to watch the parade at 7 o'clock, and then a couple other times. I want to go watch wrestling tomorrow, but if it's going to be raining, I'm not going to go watch wrestling underneath the rain.
Are they under a canopy?
They're probably under the pavilion, but
Okay.
But I'm not going to be sitting in the grandstand
What
or
promotion?
East Coast Wrestling. So, and then Saturday night's the big night. I'm looking forward to seeing John Morgan.
Very cool. As a matter of fact, I'll be up in Boonville Saturday night. I got a couple baseball games at the BYAA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got
Which
a
is
nice
where the
facility.
Lumberjacks play up there as well.
Yep.
So nice field, and I got a couple games as at least for me and the rest of the baseball community. We kind of wind down here at the end of July, first week of August. There will be some fall ball, but that's primarily weekends.
They're having a
Getting
ceremony.
ready for football. Can't believe it.
They're having a
Training camp.
They're having a ceremony up there at 11:30 today, up at the fairgrounds. One of the buildings is being named after Carl Trainer, who was in the studio the other day with Ben, and I've been invited up there to see that at 11:30 today. So I'm going to go up and just to support Carl.
Very cool. Yeah, Carl's very knowledgeable on the history of the Boonville and Oneida County Fair. And I think he's got does he have like a replica village?
Yes, he does. He does, and it's awesome. I'll take a picture of it when I go up there today, and I'll show you. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's a little miniature Lego set of the years of the fair. It takes a lot of time, and it's very, very awesome.
Oh, very cool.
It's right in the Grange building as soon as you walk in.
So I have to double check the name here. This is up both of your alleys, though. I watched the
Bondage?
no,
Oh, okay.
nothing like that.
Sorry.
The Hulk Hogan documentary.
Oh,
on
please, we
Netflix.
can't talk about that. It's too depressing.
Well, how come?
It's very sad for me
Why?
because he died.
It's been 1
Was
year.
it Real American? Is that the
Yes, Real American on Netflix. It's been out for several months now.
premiered on April 22nd, 2026. And as a matter of fact, it was we're a little over a year from the day he died. Was it yesterday?
It was
the anniversary. Did I happen to watch
No,
that
no,
on the
no,
1
no.
year?
It was over the weekend.
It was over the weekend.
Was his 1 year anniversary? It was like
Yes.
the 24th or something, right?
Yeah,
it
because
was very, very sad.
Did I tell you the story how that happened when I found out about Hogan? I was here. So I stepped out for lunch and my phone goes off. It's an actual text from Jimmy.
Jimmy Hart or Uncle Jimmy?
No, Jimmy, Fox Across America
Fallon.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy
Fallon.
Fallon.
Yeah. He says, you need to call into my radio show. I said, okay, give me a couple minutes. I'm just pulling into my yard at my house, and I'll go in and call. He said, okay. Then he says, I said, why do you need me to call? Because did you see about Hulk Hogan? I said, yeah. I'm total shocked. So I was on the national radio show with him for like 10 minutes just talking about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's very cool. Good job, Smitty.
Well, everybody knows Jimmy's my friend, and I talk to him quite a bit.
Yeah, I do too. I talk to him all the time.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So, okay, well, we're going to have a wrestling match in the studio here.
No, it was
The
very
Jimmy
sad.
Fallon Championship friend belt.
because he had a falling out with his daughter Brooke, and she actually asked to be written out of his will, and he never made amends with her before he passed, and
Wow,
it was sudden.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brooke hadn't talked to him
Yeah.
in years, seen him. She got married. She had grandkids. He never met his grandkids.
Remember
Yeah,
when
that's
we brought
really
her?
sad.
Remember when we brought her up a few years ago, Jeff?
Yeah, for the
Man show.
Was that no? It wasn't called the Man
It
Show.
was the guy show. It was all
something like that.
yeah. It was the guy show. We had her and Sergeant Slaughter and a couple other wrestlers.
Oh, she came.
Yes.
Yeah, she was like
Yes.
the featured guest. Was
Yes.
doing meet and greets, autographs,
She's
photos.
she's very sweet. She's
Beautiful,
tall. She's
yeah.
really tall.
Very pretty.
But yeah,
Looks
it
a lot
was-
like her mother, actually.
Yeah, looks like Linda.
She does look like Linda. And it was just unfortunate because it all could have been prevented, and it was over communication. The several ex-wives that he ended up having.
Is that
And-
right?
Yeah, he
was
remarried 3 times after he
Is
was
that
with,
right?
He was with Linda 20 years, and
I
then
think
he
even more
remarried
than that.
3 times.
Wow, I didn't know he remarried that many times.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Brooke wasn't on board with all of it, and then she gets married, and I don't even think he went to the wedding. Never met the grandkids, and they just had a falling out. They never spoke before his death. I think he tried to call after his surgery, and she wouldn't take his call. And it was just so sad how it happened. She did go down for the funeral ceremony, and he was cremated and laid at sea.
Yeah, so
Very depressing.
have you guys haven't seen it? The documentary?
I've seen it, yes.
I've
You
seen
have.
like the first
It
half
makes me
hour
cry.
of it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
cry.
I mean, there's no real spoiler alerts in there, right? Because you guys are both.
I know his birth date. It's August. Is it August 7th? Yeah, 1953.
So there's not a lot of spoiler alerts in there because obviously you guys are big wrestling fans and you'd seen the matches and everything. But I was unaware. I was really into this when I was a youngster. I was a
Well, most
Hulkster.
people grow out of it when they're 12. Davey and I are the ones that don't.
Okay, fair enough. Glad you said it, not me. But that was kind of my situation, right? And the Monday Night Wars were cool. I guess I was a teenager then,
Yes,
but that was the
yes.
whole NWO thing. So that was like the rebelling and being cool kind of a thing. But anyway, it's so funny to look back and think, oh, we were cool. So,
Dude, I still rock NWO shirts.
well,
Don't
that's
tell
fine.
me I'm not cool.
That's fine. That's a little nostalgia, a little throwback. But
Davey, do you know the NWO shirt is still like in the top 10 for the WWE shop? It's
Yeah,
one of the most purchased T-shirts.
it doesn't surprise me. The most ironic thing there is that it's the WWE shop when
Wow,
that was their big rival. It was the reason they weren't number one for 2 years.
it was. Well, it was.
It's kind of ironic there, but obviously McMahon bought them. But so the point being, it documents the
It
initial
skips
run.
over a lot, which I
It
didn't
does. It does. But there's a lot of in and out, and there's probably a lot of stuff he wants to forget and that the organization wants to forget because you try things and sometimes they don't work.
Well, if you watch, as Davey and I were talking about yesterday, WWE has a reality series called Unreal. And they try to film behind the scenes so you see how they put together storylines, how they put together who's going to be their champion, how they plan a year out, from one pay-per-view to WrestleMania. And it is, we went over it yesterday on one of the podcasts. It went over all the lies and omissions that they told on WWE Unreal because it's a WWE produced show and, the victor tells history. And one of them being, Davey, if you recall, John Cena's heel turn.
Yeah.
They completely lied about it on Unreal, which was very upsetting because everyone wanted an explanation. I don't know if you know of John Cena. Hustle, loyalty, respect. Probably the biggest babyface in WWE history since Hogan. He turned heel in the final year of his career. They announced that he was going to have 1 year, his final run, and this was going to be it. So one of the pay-per-views, he becomes a bad guy. And it was all at the behest of The Rock. Vince McMahon gets forced out of the company because of the sexual allegations. The Rock becomes a chairman or a board member, and he orders Cena basically to turn heel. And there wasn't a huge backstory to it. It didn't make a lot of sense. And everyone expected in Unreal they're going to explain why Cena turned heel, became bad. And they didn't. They glossed right over it. And it was very frustrating. And it's the same thing in the Hulk Hogan documentary. He was massive in Japan. His biggest popularity came in Japan. And they barely talked about Japan. It was just he's here and then he goes to the AWA and becomes popular and then Vince brings him back. And I think that's such an important piece of history that they forget to neglect because he's one of the only Americans, Davey, if I'm correct, to hold the IGW. What's the title over there?
Who cares?
IGWP heavyweight championship.
Who's this? Hogan?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that.
Well,
So
he's one of the few Americans to do
Look, so anyway, hang on. Just the rebirth of his popularity before we get too far off the beaten path, and we'll move on because I know more than half our audience is like, "What are you guys talking about this for?"
No, they're not. Hulk Hogan's one of the most notarized. People know Hulk Hogan like Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan.
Oh, that's true.
And
I know.
I know people don't want to hear us talk about it.
So, but just real quick, his whole, WCW run, and then when he gets back in the WWE, I didn't know about the whole showdown with The Rock and how the crowd at that WrestleMania
Oh my God,
went nuts for him.
Probably the greatest.
And then
I think
he fell off again. Actually, not long before his death, he went out and I think they were chanting "F you, Hulk," something like that.
Saturday night's main event, his
Correct.
last television appearance, he got booed off the stage.
Yeah, and it was interesting. I think he was 70 or 71 when they were filming it, and he's still in the gym working out, although you can tell his body is kind of broken.
Yeah, his back was a
Struggles
disaster.
to stand up.
Yeah,
and
he uses a stick or he leans on people in public. That's why he's always got Jimmy Hart with him. He never wanted to not. He lived, as they say, the gimmick, the character.
Yeah,
He
had to.
He couldn't separate himself from Terry Bollea, his real name, and Hulk Hogan. And that was a lot of problems. That caused a lot of problems in his life because he was always in character. He never shut it off. And the wrestlers you see that struggle the most are the ones like Jake the Snake Roberts, guys that can't turn off being that character, and it leads them down a bad road. And Hogan didn't go down a bad road as far as like drugs and alcohol, but he lied more than anyone. You couldn't tell when he was lying or not. And, the racial comments that got him in trouble and got him out of the Hall of Fame, got him fired. He was fired and rehired from the WWE probably 4 different times.
So I found it interesting. And then when you think about all the professional wrestlers, and I guess this is kind of the point I wanted to make when it comes to eating healthy and fruits and vegetables and healthy lifestyle. Obviously those guys to some level are certainly absolutely professional athletes. I know it's a scripted contest or whatever, but
Don't use that word.
they have to be. It's scripted.
Okay, I thought you were going to use the other word.
No, I didn't say fake.
Okay.
But you have to be in obviously tremendous shape and athletic to be doing that on a night in, night out basis. But so many guys from that era died
Oh, it's huge.
because of essentially their hearts exploded.
Well, yeah, they would take the cocktail of painkillers and alcohol.
Yeah,
That's what they
painkillers,
did every
alcohol,
night.
and I think the steroids. I think
And the
especially
steroids too, yeah.
the stuff that was available in the late 80s and early 90s. And I'm not an expert on this,
I am.
but it was partially experimental. I don't think we know they knew as much then as we know now. And you guys
Yeah.
were having inflamed hearts essentially, and I know that's still the case in some
Enlarged
instances,
hearts, yes.
enlarged hearts with professional bodybuilders. These guys,
Because the heart's a muscle.
yeah, and they essentially overwork themselves. They get to a point where they're constantly carrying around 300, 350 or more pounds, and
Your body's
well-
not meant to carry that much weight.
well, right, especially on an average frame, but exerting yourself that way night in, night out, 6, 7 nights a week for what, 5, 8, 10 years,
Yeah, and back then, especially when the WWE was running, they would be on the road 5 days a week, and then they would do 2 shows on Saturday and Sunday. So they would do double shots on Saturday and Sunday. One may be in Philly, the other may be in New York. So they'd go from one to the other. And it was that schedule, you got to get up to wrestle. Then you got to get down to sleep. So after the matches, they would all party and go out. They'd sleep. And then you'd see them get on the plane. They'd be a disaster. They'd have to go and get back up, take uppers to get ready for their next match. It was just, they called it the Elvis lifestyle.
There's a couple of things that stood out to me in particular that made me laugh. First of all, Smitty, and I think you'll appreciate this, Bret Hart. He's kind of soured on the industry a bit.
You can't say Bret Hart without saying bitter.
And it's I guess the part of WrestleMania 8 maybe where he loses the
9.
belt.
It was 9. Yeah.
He loses the belt, and then Hulk comes out and immediately takes on the bad guy, which was Yokozuna, and wins the belt back in like 30 seconds.
Yes.
And as the explanation for it, Bret's going, oh yeah, it's my friend. He's coming out to rescue me. He's going to save me. Save me from the bad guy. And then he drops an F-bomb in there. And,
well, he's still bitter to this day about it.
Very bitter. But it was pretty hilarious to see him that.
If you ever see an interview with Bret, he brings it up, and he always talks about Hogan negatively. And that whole pitch was not Hulk Hogan. It was Vince McMahon.
I don't know about that.
I do.
No.
I read the books.
I don't know about that.
I am your legal expert and your pro wrestling expert.
Okay, I don't think you're either, but I do appreciate you sitting in here.
You think Hogan could come back after a year and say, "I'm going to win the title"? It was a Vince thing.
No, he absolutely could.
Yo, you think he could?
So we're going to pause this for 1 second. We've got on the phone now from Fox News Radio, Tanya J. Powers. Today is the beginning of several days of services for Senator Lindsey Graham, who recently passed away unexpectedly. But I know they're having ceremonies and several events to commemorate his life. Good morning, Tanya. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. So this is, I think, in D.C. they're doing something, and then the body's going to be moved to South Carolina, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's quite a procession and a celebration, I guess, of his life, or remembrance anyway.
Yeah, he is. Today there's going to be the short program in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda that will honor his congressional service in both the House and the Senate. Matter of fact, it will also recognize his service in the Air Force. There's an Armed Forces body bearer team that will carry his remains into the Capitol. The Vice President is expected to speak at that one. Then after that, he will be remembered in a funeral at Washington National Cathedral. That is the one where it will be, close to the public. It is, lots of lawmakers, dignitaries, things like that. The President is expected to make remarks at that one. There's also going to be, in attendance, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as well as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, just to name a couple of folks who are going to be there. Then after that, his body will be moved to South Carolina. Now, tomorrow in South Carolina is when the funeral is going to be at First Baptist Church of Columbia. He'll be taken to Columbia. There'll be a funeral. The procession's going to pause at the State House tomorrow morning for an F-16 flyover and presentation from the law enforcement officials of South Carolina, and then it will continue on to the First Baptist Church for that service before he is laid to rest. There's a private family burial set for Pickens County, South Carolina.
All right. With Netanyahu coming, are there any reports that Mamdani is going to be sending law enforcement down there to arrest him? I know he kind of backed off from that and asked President Trump to find some way to arrest him on his war crimes. Are we expecting any controversy with Netanyahu's return? I think it's the first time since the Iran war began that he'll be back in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, he's already said that, he's clear on the fact that New York can't do that. I really don't know what jurisdiction New York law enforcement would have in South Carolina in the first place. So, I mean, in Washington. So I don't think that's gonna. I think he's been pretty clear about the fact that he knows that they can't do that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there'll be protests with his return to the States, but yeah,
I mean that's possible. Yeah.
Senator Lindsey Graham passing away, and I continue to see reports online, not to confuse the two stories, but people telling me, by the way, Mitch McConnell is dead as well. So I know he sent the photo out, and there was a lot of controversy about the photo.
Yeah, there was.
But I expect to see more of that on social media today as this procession goes on. Fox's Tanya J. Powers, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm, thank you.
We check in with Tanya, of course, almost daily here, and she gives us the latest on what one of the hot topics of the day is. So can I put a bow on this documentary? another thing that stuck with me, being 71 years old, look, the whole steroid situation, and I'm sure he was into drugs. And the matter of fact, there's part of one of the episodes where they talk about it a bit. The fact that he made it to 71 with the steroids, the drugs, all the things that he encountered. I mean, again, talking about those stars from the 80s and 90s, so many of them have been dead for at least a decade, if not more. So I just found it interesting that he made it that far. He was still working out with his son.
Yeah, he was trying to get his son into the business now. His son's in good shape. His
Which
son
is astonishing to me. I think that's wild that he would push his son down that road knowing everything he knows about it.
Well, there's not a whole lot Nick Hogan can do. I mean, he DJs. That's pretty much it. Didn't go to college, didn't do much. I mean, just lived off the father. And that was my issue with Brooke. Brooke writes the dad off. Hulk financed her music career for years, spent millions upon millions of dollars funding her music career. And you just throw that away? I don't understand, but obviously we don't know the whole story behind it.
Also, Tim chiming in, the Vince McMahon documentary really shows the dark side of professional wrestling.
Whoa.
Yeah, that got really nasty and depraved. And you mentioned the, we were talking about Hogan, but the whole Vince McMahon thing was pretty insane.
It was insane that they got him to do it. That was insane. I never thought that he would do it and be somewhat honest. But he likes being the villain. I mean, he doesn't mind it. But he revealed a lot more because he was very embarrassed about his childhood. He grew up in North Carolina, very, very poor, in a trailer park. And then when his father came back and took him and adopted him, he was thrilled. And that's really what changed his life. But he was from rural North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, right. Okay. So anyway, it was something I came across yesterday. It was on my list of things to watch. I haven't watched the 4th episode yet. I think they get into the whole trial when he was on trial
for
with
Gawker. Yeah.
Yeah. And the booing at the Saturday night's main event.
That was sad.
So I think the last episode's a downer, but I spent a couple hours watching that yesterday, and took me back down memory lane. So if you were into that, it's worth taking a watch.
It's a powerful documentary. It really is.
It is 6:52. Coming up, we're going to talk about the lettuce and some of the fruits that we eat and some of the stuff tied to the cyclospora situation, what you should do, and if you have these fruits and vegetables, certainly wash them on your own, and what you should avoid. As a matter of fact, Tim says here this morning, the good news is with bagged lettuce is they say it's clean. The bad news is it was cleaned in Mexico where the water is dirty. So
that's actually funny.
It is funny. What should you do? What should you avoid? We'll talk with Dr. Kent Hall coming up next hour. We also have an article on our website, WIBX950.com, but certainly you want to be cleaning these products yourself. We'll talk more about it coming up on WIBX.
Do not trust what any CEO ever tells you. Do not trust US Mobile just because I'm telling you. My name is Ahmed Khattak and I'm the founder of US Mobile. US Mobile invented this technology that lets you share data across any of the 3 networks. In America, there's more coverage than any single carrier in America because we give you all 3 of them and let you switch between them anytime. Our cheapest plans start as low as $5. They go up to $44, but that $44 plan gives you unlimited priority data in America and keeps you connected in more than 160 countries abroad. US Mobile offers a 30-day free trial. US Mobile has no contracts. We don't lock you down. And over 1 million customers seem to like it. We're a top-rated carrier by Consumer Reports 2 times in a row, and you cannot buy those ratings. All I'm asking for anyone who's listening to this is just Google US Mobile. Just search for US Mobile. Just go to US Mobile subreddit and make a decision for yourself. If you're ready, visit usmobile.com.
Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services.
Windows down, music up. Summer officially starts when you're driving a new Chevy from Steed Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. This month, score 0% financing on select 2026 Chevy Trax, Equinox, and Silverado models. Looking for the perfect summer SUV? Lease a new Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive for just $329 a month. Or if your summer plans call for a truck, get up to $7,000 off a new Chevy Silverado. Road trips, boat days, backyard projects, wherever summer takes you, get there in a new Chevy from Steep Ponte Chevrolet. These deals are only here through July 31st, so don't wait. Cruise into Steep Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer today. Stop in and see why it's always easy to do business at Steep Ponte Chevrolet. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. 0% financing available in lieu of select rebates. Equinox lease is 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, plus $4,000 plus first payment, tax and fees due at signing. Customers must have a current lease in the household and qualify for the GM card rebate. Customers must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. Silverado discount requires trade of 2012 Chevrolet GM card rebate qualification, plus dealer discount. See salesperson for complete details. Offer ends July 31st. Must take delivery by July 31st.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, then you gotta hear this. There's a great ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their ED pill called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast, in as little as 12 minutes, and lasts up to 12 hours. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. Viagra AGV crushes every other ED pill. And 9 out of 10 urologists now recommend this sensational new super pill over any other. Go to scoreblue.com while supplies last. Scoreblue.com. Viagra AGV is available only at scoreblue.com by prescription, no doctor visit.
This is Bill Keeler, and I have to tell you, my family relies on New York Sash, and we have several times when it comes to home improvement, and so have so many members of our family. And right now, there's an awesome time for you to take advantage of what New York Sash has to offer with their America 250 sale as they celebrate America's 250th with an amazing opportunities here. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 1 free. 4 get 2 free. 10 get 5 free. The list goes on. There's no limit. Plus, you'll save 50% off expert bath installation. And here's the biggie. This is huge. Qualified buyers can receive 0% financing for 25 months, making it easier for you to do it now and not use the maybe next year excuse. It's time to do it now. It's New York Sash. Go to newyorksash.com for details. Call them 624-7344 or visit them on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, New York Sash.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
So we say good morning to Ann this morning, and I have to laugh because I wouldn't say never, but we're talking about food and the cyclospora. We'll talk with Dr. Hall coming up after the news break at 7 o'clock. But Ann says, let's see, she says, don't eat your veggies. Where is it? I keep hearing eat healthy, but no one gets sick from eating junk food. Well, that's not completely true. As a matter of fact, I think one of the things we're going to talk to Dr. Hall about is the lettuce from Taco Bell, which certainly fast food doesn't fall into the healthy category. And there's a lot of fast food joints that use lettuce. We'll put lettuce on certain sandwiches or whatever the case might be, or tacos. So we'll talk about that coming up. But that kind of made me laugh, right? You never hear somebody... because that stuff is so processed. There's not live bacteria on it. I mean, it's processed to the point where... Go ahead. You look like you want to say something. Are we going to turn his mic on? There we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not a big vegetable guy, so I tend to agree with her. Lettuce, tomatoes, all that stuff. I mean, I'd rather have a Twinkie, ho-ho, chips. She's right. You're not going to get sick off them. You just put on weight.
And here's a quick update to a story we told you about last week. Remember they were going to put a robot in the classroom? It was going to be like a teacher's assistant, essentially.
That's what it was, yes.
In Western New York, the Salamanca City School District announcing Friday that it's putting its controversial AI classroom pilot program on hold while it works through additional student privacy agreements with New York State Education and gathers more feedback from the community. The decision comes after mounting criticism from parents, teachers, and state education leaders over the district's plan to spend nearly $58,000 on a lifelike robot named Sally. So that plan has now been put on hold after some backlash. It's not probably shelved forever, but at least it is put on hold for now. At 6:59, we'll break for news and come back with more. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
WIBX Utica Rome, W295
From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Two world leaders discussing two American adversaries. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what'll happen this morning at the White House, where Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will go first and not just talk about the war with Russia. Fox's Jennifer Griffin reports.
Zelensky says he will share evidence with President Trump. Russia is providing Iran satellite imagery of U.S. bases in the Middle East, helping Iran target U.S. troops.
And that Iran conflict will also be a big topic when Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sits down with the president after a fourth straight night without bombing following 13 days of U.S. attacks. Fox's Trey Yanks monitoring from Tel Aviv.
Reports indicate Oman presented a proposal to Iran that would open the Strait of Hormuz. From July 24th to the 26th, 29 vessels passed through this critical waterway, according to international shipping data. President Trump indicated you can't bribe Iran to keep the strait open.
No, you can't bribe them. You got to beat them, and we're beating the hell out of them. But we'll see how it turns out.
Well, that was the president at a rally in Michigan. Later today, he'll speak at Lindsey Graham's funeral.
The casket carrying the late Senator Lindsey Graham will be brought into the Capitol Rotunda for a ceremony. This morning, congressional leaders are expected to speak. And while this event is closed to the public, it will be live streamed. He will then be taken to the National Cathedral for a ceremony there at 2 o'clock.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Zelensky and Netanyahu will attend that service. And later this evening, Zelensky will meet with senators to discuss Ukraine's battle against Russia. And Fox's Chad Pergram reports from the Capitol.
To honor Graham, the Senate will take a test vote tonight on a Russia sanctions bill. Graham secured a deal on sanctions just before he died.
We've got Russia down, and we're choking.
That is Republican Senator John Kennedy. Now, last night, senators gave preliminary approval for Jay Clayton to be the next Director of National Intelligence. That will set up a final confirmation vote for the Trump nominee later this week. America's listening to Fox News.
Larry Elder here. When it comes to supplements, two things matter most: that it works and that you can trust it. Rather than just tell you about Relief Factor, we'll let our customers do it. We hear from people every single day whose lives have changed, and we'd like you to hear a few of their stories as well. Jim ran out of Relief Factor twice, and both times his aches, stiffness, and pain came back. Once he restarted it, he says he felt better again. As Jim puts it, you know something's working when you run out of it. I take Relief Factor every single morning for my back issues. I know exactly what Jim is talking about. Now, they make it easy for you to find out if you'll be the next person telling us Relief Factor helped you tackle your daily aches and pain. 3 weeks for just $17.76. Simply go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800 the number 4RELIEF. You'll connect with our friendly local team, and they will do everything they can to help. We hope you'll soon be sharing your story with us as well. 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
Well, back to President Trump at that rally in Michigan. He also spoke out again against socialism, which some progressive Democrats are backing ahead of the November elections.
This is a serious threat because they're going to promise all sorts of things. In 1 year, the country will be absolutely bankrupt. You'll live in squalor. You'll live in fear.
At the General Motors Proving Grounds in Milford, Michigan, President Trump took in high-speed racing demonstrations and a tour of factory floors before making his pitch to a packed assembly plant of auto workers.
There are more Americans working today in the United States of America than at any time in history. How about that? That's, to me, that's a stat that's hard to beat.
The president also touted tariffs, including a 25% import tax on foreign cars. Polls show tariffs are not popular with voters, and President Trump's approval ratings on the economy are sliding. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, there is some new concern in a new Fox News poll related to artificial intelligence.
70% of voters opposing building data centers in their area, with just 30% approving. And while nearly 8 in 10 voters prefer slower data center construction, MAGA supporters and Republican men are more likely to prefer the rapid growth of AI data centers. More white college-educated women and liberal voters do not. Those who favor data centers cite economic benefits, including jobs and community investment, as well as technological benefits. Half of those who oppose data centers say environmental issues are their main concern. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Well, this morning, Federal Reserve policymakers gathered to assess the economy at a two-day meeting. It ends tomorrow. No interest rate changes expected on Wall Street. Dow futures are up, but NASDAQ futures are down. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Cloudy skies, 69 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. This news update brought to you by Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Two men face charges in connection with a weekend stabbing in Utica. 29-year-old Robquan Gilmore and 21-year-old Daryl White have been charged in the stabbing of a 17-year-old boy Sunday during a fight along the 1400 block of Kemble Street. The victim was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Gilmore's been charged with several counts, including assault and criminal possession of a weapon. White, meanwhile, faces 2 charges of criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 5th degree and in the 7th degree. Meanwhile, Utica police updating a story that was circulating on Facebook. They say over the last several days there have been missing person Facebook alert pages populated regarding a missing 13-year-old boy in Utica. They say some of those pages referred to the individual as a potential victim of child sex trafficking and said that he was in immediate danger. Police say first and foremost they want to assure the public the child was returned home safe and is in the care of his guardians, and they say at no point was there ever mention or information for anyone to believe the child was in immediate danger or a victim of child trafficking. The Utica Police Department worked closely with the family members to locate the child and were immediately informed as soon as he arrived back home. Police say they are happy that he is safe and home and in good health. Police also say, as with any investigation, their goal is to be as transparent as possible, especially in times where the public can assist in providing information. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani says he'll be at the annual 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony in September, despite some victims' families saying he's not wanted there. Mamdani says he'll proudly honor the families, survivors, and first responders forever impacted by the horrific terror attack, reaffirming the city will never forget. Several families of 9/11 victims have started a petition to have the mayor banned from the official ceremony that will mark the 25th anniversary of the attacks. Organizers accuse Mamdani of supporting groups and individuals who have been critical of America and sympathetic toward very radical views. Well, the summer fair season is here in upstate New York, and the Boonville Oneida County Fair is ready to welcome families and fairgoers for another memorable celebration. For 138 years, the fair has brought visitors together to enjoy exhibits, the excitement of the Midway, spectacular events, and live entertainment. The Boonville Oneida County Fair does kick off today and runs through this Sunday. And updating a story out of Cooperstown, another puppy rescued from a property in Carlisle has tested positive for the highly contagious parvovirus. The Susquehanna SPCA says it's now caring for 11 puppies with the virus. This comes after the Schoharie County Sheriff's Office performed a welfare check at a home in Carlisle on Friday night. This led to 78 animals being removed from the home, many of which needed immediate medical attention. The animals included 12 dogs, 9 cats, 31 birds, 5 chickens, 4 horses, and 17 puppies. 5 of those puppies, though, have now died from that parvovirus. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time coming up on 7:09. Here's a bit of a soggy Weather Center forecast.
Flood watches just south. That doesn't mean we will not get flooding. Remember, the watch is described as flooding possible in and around the watch area. And I do think we've got the potential for some isolated flooding, certainly some high water, with the rain continuing to push in this morning. High-speed wipers, slow-speed travel. With occasional rain and thunderstorms around today, there could be a stronger storm or two with some gusty winds, upper 70s. Tonight, some showers, thunder showers, lows will be in the low 60s. Tomorrow, more scattered showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, 75. A little more wet weather Thursday before the sunshine comes back on Friday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Now, cloudy skies, 69 degrees at 7:10. All right, from the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, the Mets brought the bats last night, especially late in the game as they beat up on the Atlanta Braves, a final of 14-3. Francisco Lindor had 2 home runs. That series continues tonight. The Yankees held on to beat the White Sox 9-5 in the opener of their series in Chicago. Ali Sanchez slugged his first home run, a 3-run blast. The Yankees have won 4 of the last 5. They continue that 4-game series tonight. And I believe the clips I keep seeing on Facebook this morning were from last night's game. Anthony Volpe dropping a pop fly that would have potentially ended the game. Almost reminiscent of, although they won the game, remember that Mets-Yankees series many years ago? Why can't I think of his name? The second baseman that we had from Florida. But he dropped the fly ball.
Castillo?
Yeah. Luis Castillo dropped that fly ball that would have ended the game as a victory for the Mets, but 2 runs scored. They end up losing to the Yankees. That wasn't quite the situation last night, but the way that played out and the way he booted it reminded me of that Luis Castillo play. But the Yankees do hold on for the victory. Winners of 4 of their last 5. 9-5 was your final last night, and they continue their 4-game series in Chicago tonight.
And his name, sorry to interrupt, and his name's being thrown around in trade talks, Anthony Volpe.
Who would want him? I can't believe he's still on the Yankees. Who would want him? John Boy did a whole look at numbers and stuff, and when you look at production value and I think defensive errors, he's had the longest career of any major leaguer. And his point was they keep giving him more and more opportunities, and he's not really taking advantage of his additional chances. The Yankees continue that series tonight. They will be without Cody Bellinger, who's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a grade 2 left hamstring strain. He was placed on the 10-day injured list over the weekend after feeling tightness. Right now he's hitting .259, 11 home runs, and of course he was named the MVP of the All-Star game earlier this month. The wife of Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy is recovering after being shot by her son. In Loudoun County, Virginia, authorities say 27-year-old Elijah Bieniemy is facing malicious wounding and firearms charges. He's accused of shooting his 57-year-old mother, Mia, in the chest and arm at their home on Sunday night. Eric Bieniemy left the Chiefs training camp abruptly in Missouri after receiving word of that shooting. He's facing charges of malicious wounding and firearms possession. No attempted murder there?
No attempted murder. I was shocked to hear that, and it was intentional. So it's surprising to hear that they charged him with so much less.
I don't understand this rebranding. We reimagine words, and I don't know that it makes anything better. It's not attempted murder; it's malicious wounding.
Yeah, well,
same thing with
you said the criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 5th degree and the 7th degree. What is that, NyQuil?
No, it has to do with, I think, with your intent. If you're intending, because it's criminal possession. So
I thought you said
to use it or sell it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a controlled substance.
Yeah,
Okay.
of a controlled substance. No, that's what I'm saying. It's
Okay.
I think the degree is based on what they perceive your intent to be. Are you selling, using, how much, what kind?
'Cause I had never heard that before. The 5th degree.
But just getting back to this reimagining words. We see this with. He's not homeless. He's unhoused. Well, what's the difference? He still sleeps on a curb.
Right.
I'm so glad you rebranded that word because it means exactly the same thing. I don't understand.
Malicious wounding.
It doesn't mean the curb gets any softer or the newspaper blanket gets any thicker when you say unhoused as opposed to homeless.
Virginia's a commonwealth, isn't it?
I don't know. I couldn't say for sure.
These commonwealths, they're all nuts. I think it's their fault.
Well, I don't blame the Commonwealth. I think there's more at play there. But anyway, one more thing here. The Buffalo Bills adding a new uniform to their closet. The team unveiling its Nickel City kit. It features a gray jersey and pants with a blue helmet. And describing the new look, the team said it was inspired by Buffalo's blue-collar roots and resiliency. No word yet on when the new uniforms would make their debut on the field. But Smitty has shown me a picture, and they are pretty sharp. It is 7:14. When we come back, we'll talk with Dr. Kent Hall about the continuing cyclospora outbreak and illnesses that are going on around the country. More on that coming up. First news with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
At Mohawk Valley Health System, nursing is more than a career. It's a calling.
I just love the family environment. Everyone's so helpful, so encouraging. Everyone here is amazing.
Whether you're starting your journey or ready to grow, MVHS offers competitive pay, career development, and a place to belong.
Everybody wants you to succeed, and I feel like the patients and families also feel that as well. My team helps me grow here.
Mohawk Valley Health System. Change lives, starting with yours. At Mohawk Valley Health System, we're investing in nurses like never before.
Working at the Wynn Hospital in the OR has given me the opportunity to not only enhance my critical thinking skills, but also my autonomy.
With competitive new rates, career development programs, and a culture built on support.
I love the team that I work with on the 7th floor.
Here at the Wynn Hospital, I'm not just part of a team, I'm part of a family.
You'll grow your nursing career with great pay, a supportive team, and real opportunities.
Here at the Wynn Hospital, I can find my niche and grow.
Change lives, starting with yours.
You know you want one. A Bad Boys mower isn't just another mower. It's second to none. It's an American-built machine with heavy-duty U.S. steel and shipped straight to Bob's Bad Boys mowers, never sitting around in a warehouse. That means when you're ready to mow, your bad boy is ready to go. And when the job's done, we're still here with expert sales, service, maintenance, and warranty support. Stop by Bob's Bad Boys Sales and Service, 6419 Middle Road in Munnsville. Call 315-264-2781 or visit bobsbadboys.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, then you gotta hear this. There's a great ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their ED pill called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast, in as little as 12 minutes, and lasts up to 12 hours. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. Viagra AGV crushes every other ED pill. And 9 out of 10 urologists now recommend this sensational new super pill over any other. Go to scoreblue.com while supplies last. Scoreblue.com. Viagra AGV is available only at scoreblue.com by prescription, no doctor visit.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is now accepting new patients. This is Bill Keeler. It is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. And right now, the Falcon Clinic is accepting new patients. Since adding some new physicians, a new physician's assistant, including Dr. Cheryl Mattern, they are now accepting new patients. Just call 315-507-4751. And yes, it is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, which means they do more. They look deeper. And your appointments are not in and out on your way. You're going to be with the doctor as long as you need to be with the doctor. And if your appointment is at 2 o'clock, you're in shortly thereafter. You're not going to sit around for an hour and a half. That's big. It's the Falcon Clinic. Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Mattern, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shemaleski, all under one roof. The Falcon Clinic. Call 315-507-4751.
Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is a simple, anonymous way to keep our neighborhood safe by reporting crimes anonymously. Cash incentives are available if the tip leads to an arrest. If you see something, say it here. MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com or phone in tips at 866-730-TIPS. And registration is now open for the 6th annual Crime Stoppers Golf Outing, Saturday, September 19th at the Shamrock Golf Course in Oriskany. Call Anna for registration forms at 315-269-3924.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, first news, Keeler on vacation. It is 7:19, and we're talking with Dr. Ken Hall, of course, about the thing that many people are talking about, and that's cyclospora. Doctor, am I saying that correctly? Dr. Hall, are you with us? There we go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good morning, sir. Is it cyclospora? Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, cyclospora is a parasite that is the agent that causes the disease. The disease is called cyclosporiasis.
Okay. Well, I understand here the FDA has traced the illness to shredded iceberg lettuce from Taylor Farms of Mexico, which is utilized by certain, I guess, Taco Bell locations. Tracking tracking and figuring out where this is coming from is obviously the first step in curbing the number of illnesses, for sure, right?
Yeah, this is a very this is not an easy organism to trace back for a few reasons. Number one is the onset, from the time that you're exposed to the onset of symptoms, can be weeks. And so when you're trying to ask somebody who's sick, well, what did you eat, 5 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago? That can be, obviously, sometimes it's hard to remember what you ate 2 days ago. So that can make it very difficult. And the other thing is, from a lab standpoint, this is a very difficult organism to try and grow in the lab. So to be able to genetically identify, okay, this person was infected with this one, and we know that because they're genetically identical, makes it very challenging. So these outbreaks are it takes a lot of legwork to figure out what's going on and where it came from. So the current theory, I don't know. I know there was an initial report from the CDC that yes, it came from this Taylor Farms thing, which was then retracted because they weren't 100% sure. They're fairly certain that it has to do with an area in Mexico that was growing this lettuce that was then processed. The question is, was it, did it get contaminated in the field? Did it get contaminated when it was processed? These are all questions that are going to take a little bit longer to fully understand.
Hey, Dr. Hull, this is Steve Cully. I am Jeff's co-host. I would like to know, is it possible for this Taylor lettuce, okay, is it possible for it to spread to other lettuce from the Taylor lettuce, or is it strictly on the Taylor lettuce itself?
No, unless there is some reason for the lettuce to be commingled, then it really shouldn't spread from one area, from one lettuce batch to another lettuce batch. If they all, especially if the contamination occurs, at the site where it's growing, then obviously it isn't going to spread there. If it turns out that it is because of processing and they process different lettuce at different lettuces at the same processing plant, then yes, that certainly could be. But it's not like you put a head of lettuce next to each other and that they contaminate each other.
Right. So I asked a dumb question. How prominent is Taylor lettuce, do you know, in our area? Is it one of the most prominent ones, or is it kind of secondary?
So I can't give you a specific percentage of processed lettuce that comes from Taylor Farms. It is one of the larger organizations. It tends to send lettuce around the country, although I believe it is more. It's not exactly regional because it is national, but it tends to send it to more regions, i.e. That's why the upper Midwest Michigan has had the largest number of outbreaks. That also may have to do with who is buying the lettuce, and maybe that buying pattern is more regional. So again, that's really not 100% known.
Let me ask you about diagnosis. Is there a test to actually diagnose this? Or, obviously the symptoms include some severe GI issues, extreme fatigue, nausea, low-grade fever, body aches. It might almost sound like maybe someone thinks they might have the flu. But is there an actual test to specifically diagnose this, or do you go in and tell a doctor how you're feeling and what's happening, and they make an educated a guess or assumption on what it is that's bothering you?
So there are tests that you can do. Basically it starts with you going in to see the doctor, because you're having the symptoms, and you described what the symptoms are. So, and then they take a specimen, a stool specimen, and they can do tests, either molecular tests, or they can do an examination under special microscopy so that they can actually see it. That being said, because the body sheds this in almost in waves, that you may have one stool specimen that really doesn't show anything, but the next one may. So it may take more than one specimen to look at. Also.
Oh boy. And then my other question is treatment. Does this have to just work its way out of your body, or are there specific things, medicines that can target a parasite that's living inside your body?
Yeah, so thankfully there are antibiotics that are used to treat this, and they're fairly effective, although they take a while to completely eradicate it. The primary one is a combination medication of trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole. The trade name is Bactrim or Septra. And that works well, but again, it is not like you take it for a day or two and all of a sudden you're better. You need to do it for a while. If you are allergic to sulfa medications, there are alternatives that can be used. So thankfully, unlike some diseases where you just have to support the body and let the body fight it off itself, we can actually give something that will kill the organism.
I want to ask, is this different from other illnesses like the flu, COVID, something like that, where like if somebody in your household has this, it doesn't spread that way, correct? You have to actually consume it in the food?
Yeah, so it is not spread person to person. That being said, it's always good that if you have somebody who's having a diarrheal illness and you're helping to take care of them, good hand washing and things like that is going to be very important for you anyway.
Sure.
But no, this is not a person to person spread.
And let me also ask, and I don't know. Well, I'll just ask, and if you know, you know. When we have a list on our website here of items that could be responsible for spreading this: bagged lettuce, pre-washed salad mixes, leafy greens, fresh herbs, pre-cut fruits and vegetables, raspberries, mangoes, raw onions. And listeners can check the website for that list yourself. But when we're telling people to pre-wash food before they use it for cooking or consume it, is that just as simple as running cold water over it in a strainer? Will that get rid of something like this? If the lettuce you bought bagged lettuce and it did have some contamination from this parasite, would rinsing it with just water in a strainer, would that actually help protect you?
So I would say that it would help to a certain extent, but again, because you would be washing away at least some of the cyclospora that is on the lettuce, assuming that there is cyclospora on that bag of lettuce that you bought, that would certainly decrease the number. You would never get it. You would never be able to reliably get it to zero. So one thing that will kill it is heat, but obviously we don't, and it's not just, heating it up like hot water. I mean, it has to be upwards of pretty close to like 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So when you're cooking things, if you can get it up to that temperature for a period of time, then you can be pretty assured that is any cyclospora that may have been there isn't going to be there now. That being said, obviously we don't cook lettuce before we eat it. So
sure.
Really, the some of the best recommendations are if you buy a head of lettuce, that is much less likely than having processed lettuce or shredded lettuce to be contaminated. Number one. Number two is, if you buy locally, then again, this is a push for, local farms and farm stands that is less likely to be contaminated because we haven't had any local contamination that we know of. So that's good. And then certainly, if you can wash and by washing, it isn't just, especially some of the firmer fruit, it isn't just washing, but it's washing and brushing with a brush to really try and get it off, because these are microscopic, obviously, and they get into pores and they stay there. So simply rinsing will get rid of some, but not all of it. The other thing that is good is that, if you're thinking about things like, cucumbers and things like that, if you take the skin off, then you are, then obviously you're significantly getting rid of the majority of the organism that may be there.
All right. MVHS, I'm sorry, no longer. You are retired now. I apologize. Dr. Kent Hall is joining us, and we really appreciate your time and the information you shared with us this morning. An old habit there when I was giving you the title.
No problem. I still feel good about the time that I was there. So thank you for that.
Right.
And everybody, just please be safe.
Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Dr. Kent Hall joining us here for the latest information and kind of what you can expect, and I guess really some better ways to protect yourself. Well, it sounds like if the lettuce is contaminated, you can't like spray it off. You should not eat that lettuce. So,
but my question, I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt you. Is it only tailor-made
Taylor
that we know of? Taylor Farms that we know of.
Tailor-made is golf.
Yeah. Is it only Taylor Farms that has been having this organism that we've seen?
The FDA traced, here's what I have. The FDA traced the illness to shredded iceberg lettuce from Taylor Farms de Mexico.
Okay.
And which was utilized by Taco Bell locations. Okay. Supply chain Taco Bell and Taylor Farms voluntarily halted the distribution of this Mexican-sourced iceberg lettuce from the U.S. store shelves and Taco Bell kitchens. So it looks like it was available on some U.S. store shelves. But again, I don't know, and I'm not aware of any local cases involving this, which is obviously a great thing.
Either. That's why I asked.
And Taco Bell has confirmed the removal of the potentially contaminated product from all of its restaurants. Now, I don't know if that means for a short time they're going lettuce-free, so you can't get a little lettuce on your taco, or if they've just found a new supplier. Yeah. So
I won't have to worry about it. So,
foodborne illness is nasty. It can take a toll on your body. People have said it's bad. When you get stuff like this, it's bad. Even aside from cyclosporialysis, if you go on vacation somewhere or you get some type of food poisoning in a meal, it's torturous. So you don't feel good. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It is 7:32. We'll break for news. When we come back, we'll have a free money question of the day. Also, your chance to win some tickets to the upcoming Herkimer County Fair. We'll do that and more up next on WIBX.
This is Dan from Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, across from Texas Roadhouse. Get years of summer fun for you and your family with a new above-ground pool starting at just $89.99 installed. You can take advantage of our 0% in-house financing. We can have your new pool installed in about 10 days. Don't let the summer pass you by. If an in-ground pool is your dream, the experts at Acme will guide you through the process. There's nothing better than enjoying summer in your backyard with an in-ground pool. Don't miss out on our midsummer sale with above-ground pools starting at $89.99 installed within about 10 days with our in-house 0% financing. Or let the experts at Acme guide you through selecting a custom in-ground pool, choosing from steel or fiberglass options. That's Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, and our midsummer pool sale going on now. We do the work, you just enjoy.
Live here, work here, support local. At New York Sash, that's how we do business every single day. Before our crews install a window or bath, we're out supporting the local companies that power us. By keeping it local, we keep our quality high, bringing you true worry-free remodeling. And this July, we're celebrating America's 250th milestone with the biggest event in our history. Welcome to the America 250 sale at New York Sash. Right now, completely transform your home and buy 2 windows, get 1 free. That's buy 2, get 1 free on energy-efficient windows. Plus, take a massive 50% off expert bath installation. And to make it completely worry-free for your budget, get 0% financing for 25 months. Call 315-624-7344 or visit NewYorkSash.com today.
Financing available with approved credit subject to approval. Not all buyers may qualify. Offers subject to terms and restrictions. See store for details.
Don't risk losing the news, sports, and weather that AM radio delivers. When cell and internet service fail, AM is your lifeline. With time running out, your voice matters. Text AM to 39179 and tell Congress, vote yes on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text stop to stop. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
At River Hills Properties, they call it white glove treatment, service that's not normally provided to customers looking to buy or sell a home here in upstate New York. This is Bill Keeler. My wife and I had River Hills sell our home, and it sold in under a week, but it was more than that. It was all of the things they did to relieve the stress, to serve as a team member for us, and basically get the job done and make it easier for a buyer to come in and understand. That's where the book comes in. It's like a manual for the home. They create all of that. No lockbox. Your listing agent, and for us it was Robin Monjo, your listing agent there every time the house is shown. That's River Hills Properties. And now they have a full-service office in Sarasota, Florida. Think Snowbird. Think River Hills Properties. Located in Barneville, Little Falls, in Newport, and Rome, and now in Sarasota, Florida. 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
We have cloudy skies, 71 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 736. Senator Lindsey Graham's remains will be brought into the U.S. Capitol Rotunda for a private service today, which will be followed by a funeral service at the Washington National Cathedral. Then on Wednesday, the longtime Republican lawmaker's body will travel to South Carolina's State House. Then a procession will be held as his remains are taken to the First Baptist Church of Columbia. President Trump will meet with 2 U.S. allies today. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu and Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky are both in Washington, D.C. for the service. Both will meet one-on-one with Trump, and both leaders meet Trump during tumultuous times. Oil prices continue to drop amid a pause in fighting in the Middle East. Brent crude is sitting at just over $85 a barrel, and West Texas Intermediate crude is hovering around $80 a barrel. Tehran has denied agreeing to a 10-day ceasefire, but there has been a pause in hostilities. The fighting has put a dramatic strain on shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, which is where 20% of the world's oil flowed before the war began. A massive magnitude 7.1 earthquake has rattled southwestern Japan. The U.S. Geological Survey reports the quake's epicenter was near the coastal city of Yuki just before 4:30 local time. Tsunami advisories have been lifted for coastal areas in that region. At least 50 people have been reported injured as some buildings and bridges collapsed. A federal judge putting a Minnesota law banning prediction market wagers on hold for now. On Monday, a U.S. District Court judge granted a preliminary injunction that pauses the ban. The ruling effectively allows the prediction market platforms to continue operating for the time being while the legal battle progresses. And Johnson & Johnson is offering a multi-billion-dollar settlement for thousands of lawsuits tied to claims that its talcum powder products caused ovarian cancer. The company says the proposed $5.5 billion deal would cover about 76,000 remaining claims and bring an end to years of litigation. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:39. Here's your Weather Center forecast.
Flood watches just south. That doesn't mean we will not get flooding. Remember, the watch is described as flooding possible in and around the watch area. And I do think we've got the potential for some isolated flooding, certainly some high water, with the rain continuing to push in this morning. High-speed wiper, slow-speed travel. With the occasional rain and thunderstorms around today, there could be a stronger storm or two with some gusty winds, upper 70s. Tonight, some showers, thunder showers, lows will be in the low 60s. Tomorrow, more scattered showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, 75. A little more wet weather Thursday before the sunshine comes back on Friday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies, 71 degrees at 7:39. Let's do our Hobica Law Firm free money question of the day. It is extremely doable. Smitty, how much money?
$200, Jeff.
$200. And I will tell you, this is going to be baseball related. A little bit of a clue there. So if you're a sports fan, maybe you want to try extra hard to get in. We'll take caller 9, 315-736-0186. Well, if you don't book the show...
I have a question. How come it's always like caller 1 through 10? Why can't it be caller 50?
Well, because he's got to do 49 calls before he gets to a contestant.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Okay, as you were.
315-736-0186. Your chance at $200. Plus, we have tickets to the Herkimer County Fair. That'll be coming up in August. Give us a call now on WIBX.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
This is Dan from Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, across from Texas Roadhouse. Get years of summer fun for you and your family with a new above-ground pool starting at just $89.99 installed. You can take advantage of our 0% in-house financing. We can have your new pool installed in about 10 days. Don't let the summer pass you by. If an in-ground pool is your dream, the experts at Acme will guide you through the process. There's nothing better than enjoying summer in your backyard with an in-ground pool. Don't miss out on our midsummer sale with above-ground pools starting at $89.99 installed within about 10 days with our in-house 0% financing. Or let the experts at Acme guide you through selecting a custom in-ground pool, choosing from steel or fiberglass options. That's Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford and our midsummer pool sale going on now. We do the work, you just enjoy.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
For a number of reasons, Sarah's Flooring Outlet should be on the top of your list for any of your flooring needs. This is Bill Keeler. Reason number one, Sarah's has the area's largest inventory in stock and plenty for you to choose from. Reason number two, Sarah's offers the best in quality floor covering. Top name brands like Shaw, Mohawk, Coratec, Mannington, and there are so many others. Reason number three, Sarah's will meet or beat any locally advertised price. Reason number four, it's service. Decades of experience, starting with Sal and Sarah and everybody, the entire team. You get unbeatable service at Sarah's Flooring Outlet. And remember, you can get 6 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Unrivaled service and experience, all at an affordable price. Now you see why more people buy from the big store. Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, 7:43, First News Keeler in the morning. Time for the Hobica Law Firm free money question of the day. On the line today is $200, and we've got a big baseball fan who was the 9th caller. And it is the mayor of the city of Utica. He joins us now on the phone. Good morning, Mayor. How are you?
Well, hello, Jeff.
Good morning, Stefan. I always have to do that. I love when Bill intros him that way. How are you today?
Doing good. Happy that the New York Mets bats came alive last night.
You were so happy, in fact, that you decided to call me during the game to make sure that I was aware that we were putting up multiple runs and that Lindor had 2 home runs.
Yes, and there were a few other home runs, and it was a good game to watch for a Mets fan.
Yes, Trevor Semien hit another home run back-to-back days. So I do think Lindor could be on the move, and I also think Semien could be on the move. I think it's interesting that both of their bats have come alive at this point. Because I think they're possible names on the market. I mean, look, if you're looking to get younger for the Mets, it was good. 2 things at once. Bringing him in, expecting Trevor Semien that you're going to have a good year, a veteran, steady presence, and a reliable glove is probably a good thing. But now that doesn't really exist anymore because the team is, almost 20 games under 500, shipping him off to a competitor seems likely. At least I think, and maybe Lindor as well, because he used to be the leader of the clubhouse, and it's certainly still fractured, at least if you listen to reports and you look at the way the team interacts. They do seem to be a bit disjointed.
Yes, they do, and also locally, the Utica Blue Sox won their playoff game last night.
Yes, they did. So the way this works in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League is there's a total of 8 teams now that make the playoffs, 4 from each of the divisions, I guess, and Utica was on the road at Saugerties last night. They pick up a victory. Now it's another 1-game playoff, right? And they're going to be on the road once again in Amsterdam.
Yes, they are.
And then from there, if they can be victorious, it'll be a 2 out of 3 series for the PGCBL championship.
Yes, and I'm going to say go Blue Sox, and hopefully they can pull out a miracle.
Yeah, I'm going to say go Blue Sox as well. So before we move on, we also want to say go New Hartford. New Hartford Little League is competing in the New York State Tournament. They were off on Monday. They are back at it again today. As a matter of fact, they're getting ready to get the game going, weather permitting, I guess, depending on if that part of the state is seeing rain this morning. But they're scheduled to play at 8 this morning against Maine Endwell. Unfortunately, New Hartford is off to an 0-2 start in that tournament. And I think actually more concerning than the 2 defeats is the 22 runs allowed, because I believe that's factored in as the tiebreaker. However, I will say this, Maine Endwell is 1-1 with 9 runs allowed. So if New Hartford could get a victory against Maine today and put up, I don't know, a bunch of runs, win by 10, 12, 13 runs, it's possible they could have a chance to get the tiebreak, at least over Maine Endwell. Florida is also 1-1 with 14 runs allowed, so Port Washington would have to beat up on Florida pretty good. Not completely out of the realm of possibility, but New Hartford's going to need some luck. They had a great season, and hopefully they can pick up a victory this morning. Again, they're scheduled to play at 8 against Maine Endwell, and that series is going on, that tournament is going on in West Nyack. Okay, so to our free money question of the day. Here's your question, Stefan. You know, the umpire carries a little thing in his hand, and it tracks balls and strikes and outs, and it's often referred to as the clicker. What is the actual name of the baseball umpire's clicker? Ready, go.
Is it the counter?
No, that's a good guess. Try one more. We ran out of time. It's actually called an indicator. An umpire indicator. And it was funny because over the weekend I was doing a game and somebody said, do you have your indicator? And I said, my what? And they said, your indicator. And I said, you mean my clicker? And they went, yeah. So we laughed about it. That I think it's just commonly called the clicker or the ball or strike count. And I was confused when somebody asked me if I had my indicator. So, Stefan, thank you for playing. You've won some tickets to the Herkimer County Fair. Come on down. Let's have some fun. And Smitty will coordinate that with you, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks, buddy.
You're welcome, Jeff.
Good luck to New Hartford, and good luck to the Utica Blue Sox, which, by the way, the junior Utica Blue Sox won the local Junior Legion tournament. That's District 5, and I think they get to compete now in the state tournament. So good luck to the junior Utica Blue Sox as well. Cully, a couple things I want to get to here this morning. I heard President Trump in a news clip at the top of the hour, and this gets to some AI, and this gets to jobs.
Hulk Hogan? Oh, no.
No, not Hulk Hogan.
Got it.
So I mentioned the story earlier this morning as an update that there was a district in western New York. I think it's Salamanca.
Not Socrates.
No.
Okay.
That's Socrates is what you keep
I know,
confusing.
but I'm not going to call it that.
That's the team the Blue Sox beat last night.
Socrates.
Got it. So there was some talk about this AI assistant, essentially, and it's a life-sized robot, a humanoid robot.
Yeah.
Sally was going to be in a classroom. The district was going to spend $58,000 on this lifelike robot. We mentioned that it's been scrapped, and the update we have on our website says the district is not canceling the program. They're just putting it on hold. It's not been officially canceled. School officials say they will continue working with the state on enhanced student data privacy agreements before deciding whether to move forward. And this was one of the concerns, was student privacy and data collection. WIBX is the name of the company that built Sally. It said it respects the district's decision and supports additional review before the robot enters a classroom. The company says its goal is to create a tool that assists teachers and students, not replaces them. And if you listen to this program, I'm not the only one for sure, but I keep harping on it. My concern with AI is the job replacement, and the jobs will never get back.
Correct.
Okay. And I think that's a common sense problem that everybody can recognize. There is a concern there.
Big concern.
Although, for instance, Bill will often, when we talk about this issue, Keeler will bring up the point about, well, a lot of times AI can help assist a small business or assist a large business in completing tasks, doing certain things that the worker no longer has to do. It doesn't completely replace the worker.
It makes them more efficient.
But it can make them more efficient. So I found this interesting. President Trump, in an audio clip at the top of the hour, said, and I jotted it down quickly, there are more Americans working in this country right now than at any time in history. Okay, now whether or not that's true, I don't exactly know. I can tell you some numbers I've pulled online, right? And this was probably with the assistance of AI, okay? President Trump made that comment, and as a matter of fact, it's not the first time that he made the comment. I have an article here from WRAL that says, in multiple speeches this year, President Trump, this goes back to April, and the audio clip that you heard in the Fox News update at the top of the hour came from yesterday. He was doing a rally. I forget where he was, but it was about the car industry. He was talking about tariffs, that vehicles built in the United States won't have to face any tariffs. And it's a good thing. The fact that some of these factory jobs and these manufacturing jobs with vehicles are coming back to the country, I think is a good thing. And I find that hard to argue. I guess theoretically, because American labor is more expensive, it could drive up the cost of the vehicle. I think he's trying to offset that by imposing the tariffs. Okay. So go ahead.
I did look it up, and it does say that it's actually down from June of 2026, where we had 162.3 million people employed. In May, it was 162.8 million. And this figure comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics Household Survey, which counts everyone working, including full-time, part-time, self-employed people. And of that total, roughly 134 million work. Now, it also says employment peaked at nearly 164 million in December 2025. So numbers have ticked down during early 2026, and this is from the AI Claude that I use.
Okay. So those numbers are great. The numbers I pulled online were a little less than that, but let's go with the numbers that you came up with. 164 was the peak. Right now we're at 163. Earlier this year it was 168. Actually, last month it was 168. So, okay, great.
Yeah.
My point being, if we're even close to a record number of jobs in this country, I think it pokes a huge hole in my argument that AI is going to take over and replace all these jobs. Because while AI has already emerged and is already being used, and I'm sure we will see job loss tied to it, you think about all the technology that we have in this country, like well before computers and automated systems, which I guess you could say is a form of AI, but we don't actually call it that. We call it automation. I think you can make an argument
that it's going to create more jobs.
My argument that it's going to take away jobs and replace jobs and reduce the workforce doesn't seem to add up, because day by day, week by week, month by month, we have more technology incorporated into every facet of life. Yet the jobs in this country continue to grow.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a hopeful thing, and it takes away one of my biggest fears about artificial intelligence and AI taking over the workforce.
My uncle, Jim D'Onofrio, county legislator, he drove me here today. He follows AI closely. And he said AI on Wall Street right now is down significantly, I believe. And there's so many companies invested in it, and the main ones like Google have thrown a ton of money at it. And eventually, he says it's either going to keep going or it's going to drop significantly, and we'll see it back off. But you're 100% right. It helps you be more efficient and do your job better. And I also think when the data centers are built, it's going to provide jobs to people, and it may end up eliminating some of the meaningless jobs, less meaningless.
Well, again,
people.
this is like when you cut a federal program, right? Everyone wants the government to tighten its belt, but don't cut my program. You say a meaningless job. I don't think the person who has that job thinks it's a meaningless job.
Less meaning, whatever. It's menial was the word I meant, menial.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that overall, the job market could increase significantly as far as the job type, the job pay structure, but I think you'll see some of the lower tier jobs disappear.
So I'll take your feedback on that. Curious to know what you think. I
think there's more fear of the unknown than anything.
Yeah, I agree as well. We'll take a quick time out and come back with more and some of your comments as well. It's First News Keeler in the Morning, WIBX.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-444-9336, 800-444-9336, or biglou.com.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center, who are the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
There's never been a better time to buy the commercial mower that has your back, Ferris. For a limited time, your Ferris dealer, Clinton Tractor, has the best financing offers of the year. Choose the offer that works best for you, 36 or 60 months. There are even options to skip payments when work is slow. It's never been easier to buy a Ferris. So visit Clinton Tractor today on Meadow Street in Clinton. Ferris, experience suspension. All loans subject to credit approval.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica.
From the WB Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Plex News.
Saying goodbye to a late senator. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. They'll do that this morning and then this afternoon in Washington, honoring Lindsey Graham. In about a half hour,
a hearse will bring Graham's flag-draped casket here. It's one final visit for Graham to Capitol Hill. They will honor him with a ceremony in the Rotunda.
That's Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol, where senators may vote later today on a Russia sanctions bill Graham had been pushing. The Republican hoped it could end the war in Ukraine, and Graham discussed it with NATO's leader before he died. Mark Rutte just told Fox.
Ukraine is exceeding our expectations. And what we now need to do is what he and I agreed upon is for Putin to end the bloodbath and to come to the negotiating table. It is really crucial.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will also meet with senators tonight after he attends Graham's funeral this afternoon at Washington's National Cathedral. Next hour, Zelensky will meet with President Trump, and then after that, another leader who will attend Graham's funeral goes to the White House for talks with the president. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
The pair are slated to discuss the war with Iran and the next steps in this conflict. President Trump spoke from Air Force One on Monday, indicating the Iranians requested to meet following the 13-day U.S. bombing campaign. Axios reports that President Trump says he is ready for strong military action if talks fail.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. As the pause in U.S. attacks on Iran continues, oil prices, they're down about 1% this morning. The price of the gas pump's down a penny. Japan got rocked with an earthquake, and the USGS says it was a magnitude 6.8 in the Kumamoto region.
Prime Minister Sane Takaichi says there are early reports of injuries plus damage to roads, bridges and buildings. She says people's lives are the top priority, warning residents that strong aftershocks pose an additional risk. We're hearing multiple people are trapped inside a shopping mall and 40,000 people have lost power.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Larry Elder here. When it comes to supplements, two things matter most: that it works and that you can trust it. Rather than just tell you about Relief Factor, we'll let our customers do it. We hear from people every single day whose lives have changed, and we'd like you to hear a few of their stories as well. Jim ran out of Relief Factor twice, and both times his aches, stiffness, and pain came back. Once he restarted it, he says he felt better again. As Jim puts it, you know something's working when you run out of it. I take Relief Factor every single morning for my back issues. I know exactly what Jim is talking about. Now, they make it easy for you to find out if you'll be the next person telling us Relief Factor helped you tackle your daily aches and pain. 3 weeks for just $17.76. Simply go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800 the number 4RELIEF. You'll connect with our friendly local team, and they will do everything they can to help. We hope you'll soon be sharing your story with us as well. 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
The search continues for a gunman in Seattle after Sunday night shooting panicked people at a food festival.
A 2-year-old boy shot in the arm is the last of 4 shooting victims discharged from hospitals the day after being shot at the Bite of Seattle Food Festival. 3 people died, including one of the 3 shooters, Assistant Police Chief Nicole Powell says.
There were 2 groups firing in the area near the armory during the Bite of Seattle. We believe 2 of the individuals were associates with each other. This is the 19-year-old who passed away and the 15-year-old who was arrested.
With the 3rd shooter in the other group getting away. The other 2 people killed were Carlos Villalba, a married father of 3 at the festival with friends, and Ashley Whitehead, there with one of her 2 adult daughters. Chris Foster, Fox News.
The man in prison for life for murdering 4 University of Idaho students, Brian Koberger, is making a new attempt to get out, wanting to take back his guilty pleas.
This is a way to challenge a conviction outside the appeals process. He plans to argue that he had bad counsel that convinced him to falsely confess.
That's Fox's Todd Pyro. Former FBI Director James Comey trying to get the case against him thrown out.
James Comey was indicted by a federal grand jury in April on 2 counts, including knowingly and willfully making a threat to harm or take the life of the president and transmitting an interstate threat stemming from his Instagram post featuring a photo of seashells on a beach spelling out 8647. 86, a term for kill, 47, the president. His defense team arguing to a federal judge that the case against him should be thrown out, saying the photo is protected political speech. The Justice Department has until August 18th to respond. The case is set for trial in October. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve will assess the economy at a meeting today and tomorrow. No interest rate change is expected on Wall Street. Stock futures are mixed, up for the Dow, down for the NASDAQ. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Well, the rain has begun. We have cloudy skies and some light rain showers right now, along with 69 degrees. It is 8:05. This news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. 2 men facing charges in connection with a weekend stabbing in the city of Utica. 29-year-old Robquan Gilmore and 21-year-old Daryl White have been charged in the stabbing of a 17-year-old on Sunday during a fight along the 1400 block of Kemble Street. The victim was taken to an area hospital. Fortunately, his injuries are considered to be non-life-threatening. Gilmore has been charged on several counts, including assault and criminal possession of a weapon. White was charged with 2 counts of criminal possession of a controlled substance. Utica police say over the last several days there have been multiple missing person alert Facebook pages populated about a 13-year-old boy from Utica. Police say some of those pages referred to the individual as a potential victim of child sex trafficking and said that he was in immediate danger. Police say they want to assure the public the child has returned home safe and is in the care of his guardians. And they say at no point was there even a mention of or information from anyone believed that the child was in immediate danger or a victim of child sex trafficking. UPD worked closely with the family to locate the child and were immediately informed as soon as he arrived back home. They say, as with any investigation, their goal is to be as transparent as possible, especially in times where the public can assist in providing information. They say if there was a potential that the child was in immediate danger or was a victim of child sex trafficking, they would have released that and engaged the community to help locate the missing boy. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani says he will be at the annual 9/11 remembrance ceremonies in September, despite some victims' families saying they do not want him there. Mamdani says he'll proudly honor the families, the survivors, first responders forever impacted by the horrific terror attacks, reaffirming the city will never forget. Several families of the 9/11 victims have started a petition to have the mayor banned from the official ceremony that will mark the 25th anniversary of the attacks this September. Organizers accuse Mamdani of supporting groups and individuals who have been critical of America and are sympathetic toward radical views. And the 138th edition of the Boonville Oneida County Fair kicks off today. Of course, a family-friendly event, including the kiddie tractor pedal pull, midway rides, exhibits, and live entertainment as well. As we've talked over the last week, there'll be some wrestling, country music shows, tractor pulls, games, and of course the midway as well. The Boonville Oneida County Fair kicking off today and running through Sunday.
Could be a bit soggy today.
Maybe. Looks like we are going to get some rain, but I think parts of the fairgrounds are covered for sure, and people can still go out and have a good time. Right now, some rain, 69 degrees at 8:08.
Flood watches just south. That doesn't mean we will not get flooding. Remember, the watch is described as flooding possible in and around the watch area. And I do think we've got the potential for some Isolated flooding, certainly some high water, with the rain continuing to push in this morning. High-speed wiper, slow-speed travel. With the occasional rain and thunderstorms around today, there could be a stronger storm or two with some gusty winds, upper 70s. Tonight, some showers, thunder showers, lows will be in the low 60s. Tomorrow, more scattered showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, 75. A little more wet weather Thursday before the sunshine comes back on Friday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Again, some rain and 69 degrees at 8:09. From the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, we'll begin with the Bills this time. They have a new uniform, an alternate uniform. The team is unveiling their Nickel City kit. Features a gray jersey and pants with a blue helmet. In describing the new look, the team said it was inspired by Buffalo's blue-collar roots and resiliency. There's no word yet when the new uniforms will make their debut on the field. Some more football news. The wife of Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy is recovering from serious injuries after she was allegedly shot by the couple's son. In Loudoun County, Virginia, authorities say 27-year-old Elijah Bieniemy is facing charges of malicious wounding and firearms charges. He's accused of shooting 57-year-old Mia Bieniemy in the chest and the arm at their home on Sunday night. Eric Bieniemy left Chiefs training camp in Missouri after receiving word of that shooting incident. Baseball action last night. The Mets blew out the Braves 14-3. Francisco Lindor with a pair of home runs. The Yankees beat the White Sox 9-5. They've won 4 out of 5. Cody Bellinger, though, officially on the injured list. Bellinger placed on the 10-day injured list after feeling tightness in a hamstring. It's considered a grade 2. Where is it here? A grade 2 left hamstring strain, and he's expected to miss the next 4 to 6 weeks. And Smitty, as you pointed out earlier, it's another in the long list of Yankees bats that are injured right now.
Yeah, Judge, Stanton, now Bellinger. They were saying 10 days, but then they got the medical report yesterday before the game broke about 6 o'clock. Aaron Boone announced that it's 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's certainly troubling. They could use his bat in the lineup,
Well, they're going to have to
now.
go out and make a move. They're saying maybe George Springer from the Blue Jays could be a possibility. I've seen a whole bunch of different names thrown around. But the teams are going to want like the prospects, like George Lombardi Jr., Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez. But Brian Cashman's going to have to do something if they want to continue to propel into the wild card or track down Tampa Bay and win the division.
Well, no Stanton, no Judge for a while now, and they've been able to keep their head above water. That's for sure. So they're doing enough to stay afloat and stay relevant and still in the races. It is 8:12. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-444-9336, 800-444-9336, or biglou.com.
This is Dan from Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, across from Texas Roadhouse. Get years of summer fun for you and your family with a new above-ground pool starting at just $89.99 installed. You can take advantage of our 0% in-house financing. We can have your new pool installed in about 10 days. Don't let the summer pass you by. If an in-ground pool is your dream, the experts at Acme will guide you through the process. There's nothing better than enjoying summer in your backyard with an in-ground pool. Don't miss out on our midsummer sale with above-ground pools starting at $89.99, installed within about 10 days with our in-house 0% financing. Or let the experts at Acme guide you through selecting a custom in-ground pool, choosing from steel or fiberglass options. That's Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, and our midsummer pool sale going on now. We do the work, you just enjoy.
Is your business the best at what you do? Then you should be a Central New York's Industry Ace. Our Industry Aces are made up of the best businesses in the region, and will help you tell your story to thousands of consumers in the Mohawk Valley. With a combination of on-air and online testimonial commercials, along with targeted social media ads that are guaranteed to reach the consumers you want to be talking to. And best of all, these messages are coming directly from you. Interested in learning more? Contact Megan Powers at 315-768-9500.
It's about how you feel when you walk through the doors and when you leave. That's Steep Pawnee Mazda on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. It's the Ricky Z way, right? It's the Steep Pawnee way. But beyond that, it's every single employee. They treat you with the respect, and they understand you're in there for a new vehicle or you're in there for service. It's all about the treatment. This is Bill Keeler. And right now at Steep Pawnee Mazda, save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 0.9% APR financing on a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 with 1.9% on CX-50 hybrids, 0.9% on the new 2026 Mazda CX-70 and CX-90, and 0% on PHEV models. See the dealership for details. As Rick says, come on in, let's look at the deals. Let's take care of you. How about 2.9% on a new 2026 Mazda CX-30 or CX-5? Where it's always easy to do business, Steep Pawnee Mazda.
Start your mornings with sharp insight and straight talk from me, Brian Kilmeade. Weekdays right after Keeler in the morning, don't miss the Brian Kilmeade Show, breaking down the biggest stories in politics, business, and culture with the voices shaping the headlines. From Washington power players to everyday Americans, we ask the questions you want answered. Miss it during the week? Catch the weekend edition Saturday morning at 7. The Brian Kilmeade Show right after Keeler on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
We are back. First news with Keeler on vacation here. Manaski and Cully sitting in. And familiar voice. Oh, thank you, sir. Didn't have to do that.
Good morning, Jeff.
Ben Simons joining us here this morning.
Ben.
Boy, you are busy. You got the fair kicking off today.
Wow. We're right in the middle of just starting. Today is the opening ceremony of the Boonville Oneida County Fair.
Yes, sir.
And we plan on working in between the rain today, and so we're hoping to have the parade, but anybody that does plan on coming, all the fire departments in Oneida County usually come. So my advice is somewhere probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would definitely call the Boonville Oneida County Fair at 942-2251 to verify that the firemen's parade is going to go on this tonight. So other than that, I want to last week we didn't have time to fit in these two beautiful ladies that came in with me today. And so I'd like to introduce Carrie Byrne Putello, the owner and editor of the Mohawk Valley Living magazine and TV show. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
And another very good friend of mine that goes way back to the Assembly Day. And now I'm very honored to sit on a committee with her called the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida County, is my dear friend, Roanne DeStito.
Good morning.
No introduction needed there. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for coming in to join us.
So what I would like to do this morning is, as we all know, July is Ice Cream Month, and Carrie goes around all of Oneida County and the Mohawk Valley every month doing a lot with food and pages on pages about food and advertising in her Mohawk Valley Living magazine. And I was very, very honored, to be honest with you. I get emotional, as they all know, that I got a phone call from Carrie inviting me to come, Farmer Ben, to go on her ice cream tour with her and Roanne. And I thought we were just going to go to Tasty Treats, have a nice ice cream, and just chit-chat. Well, these two beautiful ladies dragged me all over Oneida County. So I would like to turn it over to Carrie and tell her about that experience and tell her what my impression was of this ice cream tour.
Oh, thank you, Ben. We were so happy to have you. So Roanne and I do a tour. We started out doing quarterly, and our first was last July, and it was ice cream. And one thing we said is we would never repeat a tour. So we've done different things along the way, soups and stews, all different fun stuff. What was your favorite? Oh, pancakes. We still haven't eaten another pancake since that. It was a few too many pancakes over the course of 2 to 3 days, right? But we said we would never repeat, but July came around and we had to do it. So we did our second annual ice cream tour. And we couldn't imagine anyone else being more perfect to join us on that than Farmer Ben.
I thank you. I was so honored to be invited. I was like a little kid on Christmas morning. I'm going on an ice cream tour.
Well, when you said you got emotional about it, I thought they literally dragged you around the county. I didn't know what exactly.
I got emotional that I got invited to such a prestigious tour. And Carrie, if you would tell them where we went and how it went, and I am also I want to publicly say that if anybody hasn't read or gotten a hold of the Mohawk Valley Living magazine at the Stewart shops is where I see them most of the time.
Yes, we're actually at over 200 locations across the Mohawk Valley and Madison County.
Wow!
So 20,000 issues a month.
Holy cow!
Go out, yeah.
Yeah, you do a great job of highlighting the area and
Thank you.
a lot of different things. Yeah, you're going to pass this over.
I brought them with
break
me.
Down where they went, we can
See
tell
where your
everybody
thumb
what
is?
they'll
You could
check
test
out.
everything
Yeah.
out. Yeah. So with Ben, Roanne and I had gone to a number of spots previously. This last day, we met up with Farmer Ben and actually also had it on the TV show on Mohawk Valley Living TV. And we went to Tasty Treat. Yes. Right? Yes. Ben, I think you got
Banana split.
Banana split.
I
right?
thought that was going to be our one and only stop for Farmer Ben, so I tanked up. Wow.
Thought he could fill up. Well, then.
And then we went to
Bonomo's.
Bonomo's.
Which was great. We saw Vinny and Guy at Bonomo's. Yes. That was wonderful. I actually went non-dairy at Bonomo's. I think I got the Italian ice, which was delicious. Mm-hmm. Did you get the pistachio there?
I got the pistachio. I did get the pistachio soft serve, and it was delicious. Vinny and his family do a great job over there.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear they have pistachio because we recently talked about it was when Bill Smitty loves the key lime pie ice cream. No, he doesn't. He wouldn't try it. But Bill brought in some key lime pie ice cream, and so I went and I wanted to sample it as well. But when I was there, I'm like, you know what? I'll take a pistachio cone. And this particular place was no longer doing pistachio, and I was disappointed to hear that. I'm glad that Bonomo's has it still. I love pistachio ice cream. It's delicious. But go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I would like to know, so what is exactly a open dairy goat show and then an open sheep meat?
Fair.
Yeah, I know. I want to know what a goat show is.
Okay, but they're talking about ice cream right now. Okay,
I would
sorry
love to
about
answer that, but I want to make sure that we
Sorry.
take care of my
Go ahead.
girls. Yeah, I'm going to answer it.
So after Bonomo's, we went to La Cremeria in Clinton, which is gelato, and it is absolutely delicious.
And what I like about our ice cream tour or any of our tours is that we're going to a lot of small businesses in the Mohawk Valley, and they're locally owned. Some of them are women owned, and you all know how I feel about all that. Our businesses in upstate New York are so important to me, and we do support, and we showcase their products, and people love seeing the pictures, and I think it's very important. And what Carrie has done with this magazine has really, I'll use the word again, showcased our home, and we love it. So
yeah, absolutely. Like I have to mention, this is just one small example, but this ice cream tour, right? Chunky J's Chill and Fill in Rome. I wasn't familiar with that. Coneheads in Oneida, not familiar with that. Jerry's Place in Hartwick, I wouldn't have been familiar with that anyway. What's the Scoop in Sylvan Beach? Again, places I've never visited before, and I hate to say it. Parkside Drive-In, Susie Q's on Main Street in Mohawk.
Parkside, you got to get to Parkside.
Yeah?
Yum.
Oh, yeah?
Yum. Yes. Yes.
Delicious.
That's in out in St. Johnsville.
Yes.
Let's
Right
see.
by the park.
If there was one stop that completely surprised us, it was Parkside. And instead of reading, shed a little light on why it was such a surprise out there.
Well, first of all, it was a flight. You know, you have bourbon flights, but this is ice cream flights.
Sure.
So it was really delicious. And she and her husband opened up Parkside and started making ice cream. It's all homemade.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to let Carrie talk about her favorite.
So my favorite was creme brulee. So it was a custard ice cream with chunks of the caramelized sugar that's on top of a creme brulee.
No kidding.
So
That does
I'm
sound
hunting
really good.
through getting all the chunks out of caramelized sugar. Roanne, I think you liked it, the black raspberry?
The black raspberry.
With chocolate chunks.
Yeah, the black raspberry with chocolate chunks. But the flavor was unbelievable. So everywhere we went, we don't, this isn't judging. We just talk about how delicious all of the ice cream is. And for the most part, it's all, locally owned and mostly made.
Locally sourced, too.
Locally
Yeah.
sourced.
Yeah, for sure.
Locally sourced, locally made, and run by people, our neighbors.
I also want to mention Bonomo's, Cookies Q, Tasty Treat, the Night Spot in Frankfurt. So you certainly did get dragged all around the Mohawk
We
Valley,
did.
huh, Ben?
And I want to add to Roanne's comment that every shop that we went to on this ice cream tour that I went with Carrie and Roanne, I would ask the owners, because they were there, most all the owners were there actually serving you the ice cream, and I would ask them about their recipe. Believe it or not, most all of these ice cream shops that we went to have their own ice cream recipe, their own certain amount of cream, their own certain amount of milk, their certain amount of flavoring. They're not buying just off the run of the mill and trying to serve it at different places. So when you go to these different ice cream shops, I'm talking about these small ones that we went around to, each one has their own ice cream recipe, which I didn't know. I learned that. And the other one that really intrigued me, and I've never been exposed to it, was the gelato ice. It's not gelato ice cream. It's gelato.
Gelato, yes.
And Carrie and Roanne had to correct me because I said, boy, this gelato ice cream is really good, Ben. So I would like them to emphasize the gelato place right in downtown Clinton.
Yes, a fantastic place. Roanne and I, as we say, we never repeat, but we actually not only repeated the ice cream tour, we repeated what we got at La Cremeria, which was an affogato.
I'm going to ask a relevant question now. How often does the magazine come out? Is it monthly, weekly?
It's monthly.
Oh, it's monthly.
So I spent 25 years in the publishing industry in New York City.
Did you?
My parents were both from Utica. And about 9 years ago, my husband and I made the decision that we wanted a different pace of life. Not only for us, but for our children. So we moved up here, fell in love with the Mohawk Valley, and really decided for me, it's a labor of love, but my goal is to share everything that's amazing about living here in the Mohawk Valley.
Yeah.
Not only, like Roanne said, all the businesses, but the people, because to me, that's what's so special about this place. And I think a lot of people who live here for a very long time don't even realize. They think the grass is greener. Yeah. They take it for granted. If you think about even the number of organizations, I know Ben mentioned before, the Community Foundation, think about MV Gives and how much this small community gives on that singular day, right? There's so much that's special here. So my goal is every single month to share all of that.
Yeah, you really do an outstanding job. Again, it's Mohawk Valley Living. This month, the ice cream tour. A couple of things as I'm fanning through here. A reminder to everybody, Saddle Up Utica, the Utica Stampede, which we gave tickets away to, is happening the 31st and the 1st. And then you also you highlight and you have beautiful pictures in here, but there's also articles with, this is one is called MV Roots, a conversation with Chef Matt Abdu. And was he on Today? The Today Show?
He was on the Today Show. Yeah, so that column is about somebody who grew up in this area and went out somewhere and did amazing things.
Boston, and then he went to Boston, then he went to New York. Now he's got a place down in Florida. Matt he went to the CIA, the Culinary Institute in Poughkeepsie. He's a good friend.
seems like you should have talked to.
We should have gotten you in there for
this article.
commentary on that. Yep.
So the thing I would like to say to it is, last October, Carrie wrote a really nice article about Chobani coming to the Mohawk Valley. And somehow or other, Carrie found Farmer Ben, and she wanted to know if I would put a quote together. It was through Roanne.
Yeah, we met
Thank
through
you.
Roanne.
So thank you, Roanne. And so Carrie sent me on the article that she had written about Chobani coming to the Mohawk Valley and how it's going to affect agriculture, because there's no question it's going to affect the dairy industry, no question about it. And so I put a quote together with the help of my co-writer there. We all know who he is there, Rancher Rob. He helps me with a lot of my articles. I can write an article, but to make sense of it, I refer a lot to my best friend, the Sheriff Rob. No, Rancher Rob. So anyway, and I know he's listening. But anyway, so I put together the quote and sent it on to Carrie. And ever since then, I am so deeply, very honored publicly to say, Carrie, that you have me writing every month in your Mohawk Valley Living called Mohawk Valley Grown. That page is mine. And I got to tell you, Carrie, publicly, I struggle a little bit with your article because, one, this isn't a newspaper. This is a very high-class magazine, and those are my Farmer Ben words. And the other part of it is you always ask me to write a month ahead because I have to write a month ahead because she is a month ahead for production. And so I struggle a little bit because when I write Farmer Ben articles in the newspaper, it's always something I've done or is something that has happened. So to reach ahead and predict what the weather's going to be, and like the current July one is all about getting ready for the fair season, about the Boonville Oneida County Fair and all the fairs in the Mohawk Valley. So again, Carrie, I am so deeply honored that you have me as a part of your Mohawk Valley Living family.
So wait a second.
I'm a phenomenal writer as well. So
Kelly,
you can't have my Farmer Ben page, though.
I think.
So let me just say, Carrie comes to us from, she said, publishing, national publishing she was at. And I've spent a lot of time with Carrie. She's a very talented writer. She's a very talented person. So we are very lucky to have this piece of journalism here in the Mohawk Valley, because she's not only highlighting our community, but she's writing it so when people pick it up, I think it's going to jump out. The pages are going to jump out at people, especially people who are visiting and want to go see what's in our community.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
It's a promotional piece, a tourism piece, and it's something that I hear from people. Obviously, people know who I am, and they're like, "Wow, what you do every month?" I'm like, "Well, it's every other month." But when people ask me what I'm doing in my retirement, that's what I'm doing.
Well, I hope you're enjoying it.
But I'm also
It
in
looks-
Community Foundation, and I recruited Ben to join the board of Community Foundation. So
and very knowledgeable,
very
certainly
happy.
on the farming end, and hopefully playing a key role with the Community Foundation. Great job, Ben.
In the second half of the show, I really would like to talk about the Community Foundation. But go ahead, Carrie.
No, I was just going to say it's been great having you. I think especially focusing on the farming community, which is so important and critical to the Mohawk Valley and upstate New York. It's been a pleasure having you. So thank you.
And I am truly honored. And agriculture, most people don't realize it, but agriculture still is the number one industry, not only here in Oneida County, but the entire Mohawk Valley and the state of New York. So even though we're losing farms, the farms that are staying in business are changing and becoming more aggressive to growing. So agriculture is still, I saw this in print someplace, but still at the end of the day, agriculture is still the fabric of the Mohawk Valley.
Absolutely. I'll just mention one more in this month's edition of Mohawk Valley Living. An editor's feature, Experience America 250 across the Mohawk Valley, and some information about the Lost Battlefield, the Oriskany Battlefield. Great job with this. And where can people pick this up?
Thank you. So there's over 200 locations. They're listed on our website, mohawkvalleyliving.com. If you go into a Price Chopper, a Hannaford, you're sure to see them. They're also in local Stewart's. all the businesses that advertise, restaurants and things like that, all have pickup locations.
And I've seen them in Walmart right there in North
They're
Utica.
in Walmart
They're
as well.
up
North
about
Utica,
5 foot tall.
Yeah, North Utica, Herkimer. I mean, they're all over the area, plus distribution in Madison County
And
as
it's
well.
free.
It is free
to pick up.
Great job.
92
Jerry.
pages, free every single month. And yeah, again, 20,000 distribution.
It is a great advertisement for the area, especially
Thank you.
as Roanne mentioned that, people who aren't from the area get a chance to pick this up and see what's going on locally, and hopefully when they're in town get to participate or visit some of the,
Yes.
for instance, feature the ice cream. But the local businesses and establishments being highlighted in activities.
Yeah, it's been great. We actually bring it live on TV. I have a half-hour show every single weekend as well that has 3 airings. So the ice cream tour was on there, and it's fun to really in person highlight these businesses as well.
We'll talk about the Community Foundation coming up in just a minute. We'll break for news quickly. It is a Tuesday morning. First news, Keeler on vacation on WIBX.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-5351. 800-499-5351. 800-499-5351.
Results may vary. Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
The summer sale is on at Mattress Express. Get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a full, and a full for the price of a twin. Ask how to get upgraded to an adjustable base for free. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
People of all ages can experience any level of discomfort for knee pain, hip pain, back pain, and you know what? It could be stemming from your feet. This is Bill Keeler. The Good Feet Store is here to help, and there are so many that swear by these inserts that go into your shoes and make all the difference in the world when it comes to pain. It's a 3-step system, strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. There's a whole program that you follow, and it could very well change your life when it comes to pain. It's called the Good Feet Store. No obligation. You can walk right in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment is needed. You can walk right in. They're located now in New Hartford at 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Get directions, make an appointment if you like, ask questions, 315-999-3910. It's the Good Feet Store, 315-999-3910.
Cloudy skies, some rain showers, 70 degrees. Good morning, I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:37. The Department of Justice is asking the Supreme Court to restore President Trump's executive order that would limit mail-in voting. The executive order directs the Department of Homeland Security to complete a list of verified U.S. citizens who are eligible to vote, while also instructing USPS to create new rules that would toughen requirements for states conducting voting by mail. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham will be honored today with services in the nation's capital. Graham, a longtime Republican leader and close advisor to President Donald Trump, died unexpectedly on July 11th at the age of 71. His casket will lie in the Capitol Rotunda before a funeral service at Washington National Cathedral, where Trump is expected to speak today. Severe thunderstorms bringing a flood risk to parts of the country. They're expected to shift from the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast this week. A flood watch is in effect for New York City and much of the tri-state area today as massive storms are poised to hit the region. Meanwhile, areas from North Carolina to Pennsylvania all under the risk of getting strong to severe storms throughout the day today. A primary runoff and U.S. House special election get underway today in 2 states. In Georgia, 6 candidates running to serve out the remaining term of late Democrat Congressman David Scott, who passed away in April. In South Dakota, Republican voters will decide between Governor Larry Roden and businessman Toby Doden in the primary runoff for governor there. And heavy television viewing is linked to brain changes associated with Alzheimer's disease, especially in men, according to new research. The study published in Alzheimer's Dementia, the Journal of the Alzheimer's Association, tracked over 1,700 participants' TV viewing habits in midlife for more than 2 decades. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 8:39. Here is a soggy Weather Center forecast.
Flood watches just south. That doesn't mean we will not get flooding. Remember, the watch is described as flooding possible in and around the watch area. And I do think we've got the potential for some isolated flooding, certainly some high water, with the rain continuing to push in this morning. High-speed wiper, slow-speed travel. With the occasional rain and thunderstorms around today, there could be a stronger storm or two with some gusty winds, upper 70s. Tonight, some showers, thunder showers, lows will be in the low 60s. Tomorrow, more scattered showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, 75. A little more wet weather Thursday before the sunshine comes back on Friday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We have some light rain and 70 degrees at 8:40.
Do not trust what any CEO ever tells you. Do not trust US Mobile just because I'm telling you. My name is Ahmed Khatak and I'm the founder of US Mobile. US Mobile invented this technology that lets you share data across any of the 3 networks in America. There's more coverage than any single carrier in America because we give you all 3 of them and let you switch between them anytime. Our cheapest plans start as low as $5. They go up to $44, but that $44 plan gives you unlimited priority data in America and keeps you connected in more than 160 countries abroad. US Mobile offers a 30-day free trial. US Mobile has no contracts. We don't lock you down. And over 1 million customers seem to like it. We're a top-rated carrier by Consumer Reports 2 times in a row, and you cannot buy those ratings. All I'm asking for anyone who's listening to this is just Google US Mobile. Just search for US Mobile. Just go to US Mobile subreddit and make a decision for yourself. If you're ready, visit usmobile.com.
Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, then you gotta hear this. There's a great ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their ED pill called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast, in as little as 12 minutes, and lasts up to 12 hours. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. Viagra AGV crushes every other ED pill. And 9 out of 10 urologists now recommend this sensational new super pill over any other. Go to scoreblue.com while supplies last. Scoreblue.com. Viagra AGV is available only at scoreblue.com by prescription, no doctor visit.
Hold on tight, Central New York. The Utica Stampede Rodeo, presented by Mastrovito Chevrolet, rides into town July 31st and August 1st. Bull riding, bronc riding, barrel racing, team roping, and more as top cowboys and cowgirls battle it out in an unforgettable rodeo experience. Don't miss the Utica Stampede Rodeo, presented by Mastrovito Chevrolet, July 31st and August 1st. Get your tickets today at uticarodeo.com.
For a number of reasons, Sarah's Flooring Outlet should be on the top of your list for any of your flooring needs. This is Bill Keeler. Reason number 1, Incera's has the area's largest inventory, in stock, and plenty for you to choose from. Reason number 2, Incera's offers the best in quality floor covering. Top name brands like Shaw, Mohawk, Coratec, Mannington, and there are so many others. Reason number 3, Incera's will meet or beat any locally advertised price. Reason number 4, it's service. Decades of experience, starting with Sal and Sarah and everybody, the entire team. You get unbeatable service at Incera's Flooring Outlet. And remember, you can get 6 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers. Incera's Flooring Outlet. Unrivaled service and experience, all at an affordable price. Now you see why more people buy from the big store. Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and Incera'sFlooringOutlet.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it is 8:44. We are back. First News Keeler in the morning. Ben Simon still in studio with us. We want to highlight the Community Foundation a bit. Also in studio, Carrie Patello and Roanne DeStito. Of course, we were talking about the latest edition of Mohawk Valley Living, and a new one will be out shortly. But Ben, I wanted to give you a chance to, you just joined the board for the Community Foundation.
Yep.
You want to highlight that a bit. And then I think Cully over here is going to quiz you on the tractor pull and some goat event that's
Open
going
goat
on at
show.
the
So
Oneida County Fair, which kicks off today.
We'll touch just quickly on that for you. That you can go to the Boonville website, www.boonvillefair.com. And my advice to everybody is please come to the fair. It is the showcase of agriculture for all of Oneida County. And, Davey will be there today and for the concert. We have a very big concert coming up on Saturday night, the John Morgan concert, Saturday night. I am in charge of the special needs, veterans, and handicap sections of that concert, have been for many years. Please come and sit down on the track. I think we're going to have some dry weather. That's the way it's looking. So if you're thinking of going out to the fair, come on out. If you want to drop a phone call to make sure that we're still open, because if there's any inclement weather, like a thunderstorm or anything like that, we are going to shut the fairground down because of safety issues. Because you got the Ferris wheel sticking up there. We don't want anybody to get hurt. So, just give the Boonville Fair a call, and if you're coming out. So I would like to say that back here in the middle of the winter, I was out in the woods, waist deep in snow, and literally, and I got a phone call from Alicia Dix inquiring if I would be interested in sitting on the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida County. And as you guys know, and everyone knows, I've sat on every agricultural committee in Oneida County and part of Herkimer County also. Soil and Water, Cooperative Extension, Farmland Protection, you name it, I've been there. And I've kind of somewhat retired from them, So anyway, make a long story short, now I'm on the board of directors of the Boonville Oneida County Fair and the financial guy at the fair too, keeping track of the money up there. And so make a long story short, I got a phone call inquiring if I'd be interested in the Community Foundation. I said, well, I really don't know a lot about it. So they took some time, explained to me what it was while I was waist deep in the snow out in the woods. And I thought about it, and I said, how'd you get my name and number? And they mentioned Roanne, and Roanne and I go way back to my junior days of Farm Bureau doing lobbying for farmers. And Roanne was one of the very first offices I ever went to for lobbying, so I learned about how to lobby and how to speak to the elected officials right in Roanne's office. And at the very first meeting, I can even remember the little bit of I don't want to say disagreement, but we had a difference of opinion. And I just gained so much respect for her. And so, make a long story short, speed it up. Roanne put my name forward as an agricultural representative for this Community Foundation. And the more I learned about it, the more I got really intrigued about it. And so I accepted the position as being on the board. You got to go through a lot of extensive training, because when you take that seat, which I elected in June, they don't want anybody coming in cold. They want you to come in, sit down, and you know what's got to be dealt with and how to deal with it. They don't want training time. And so I am very honored. This Community Foundation, after I learned about them, It's the real deal, guys, and I'm very honored. And I'd like to turn it over to Roanne and explain what it is and what we do. And I am very honored, Roanne, that I was chosen to be on that board.
Well, we're very happy that you accepted. And let me just say that Alicia Dix is our president and CEO, and currently Cheryl Miner, who's the principal at Watson Williams, is our chair. And I'm the chair-elect. So we wanted to make sure that the Community Foundation Board of Trustees is representative of all of our Herkimer and Oneida County communities. So dairy, as we talked about just recently, we talked about ice cream and the dairy farmers. It's certainly a big part of our economy, and it's a big part of what we do and what we have here in the Mohawk Valley. So it was very apparent that having Farmer Ben, I'll call him
Thank
Farmer
you.
Ben, on our Board of Trustees, he would contribute greatly to the to what we do. So we want to empower our neighborhoods. We want to empower our people, and we do it through philanthropy. So it's all donor advised. We have dollars that are contributed, and we go all the way up to Old Forge, Herkimer County, Oneida County. We have a Board of Trustees that works very hard at looking at what the priorities are, and I'm sure you recognize that we are very heavily invested in the impact centers in Cornhill. That's one of our, I was very pleased to say that we are a part of bringing Cornhill back. Leisure Time Center was where this new building is going to be. I spent a lot of time at Leisure Time Center with Cornhill residents, the families, the children, and to see that coming up again is very rewarding for me. So, and I will tell you one story about how I got to the Community Foundation. As you recall, there were some young children that did some damage to the sculpture space, and I won't go into the detail,
Yes.
but
A couple years ago, right?
Few years, yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, and my instinct is these kids are young. What is going on? So, talked to Tony Pacenti, their county executive. I called Alicia. I'm like, what is going on? Don't we have after-school programs? What aren't we doing here? And that's how Alicia got my name for the Board of Trustees. But I don't regret it. I think what we're doing there is certainly what I tried to do when I was an elected official and when I was commissioner, making sure that quality of life for all of our families, all of our children is important. And that's what the Community Foundation is all about. So that's why we're happy to have Farmer Ben, because there's rural New York, there's rural Mohawk Valley, and we need to make sure that we're serving all those people.
The website is foundationhoc.org. You can take a look there. It's as you said just now, a wide variety of support is offered. I mean, everything from a local church needs help with paving to the Utica Zoo. Obviously, the Utica Zoo, for an area like this, to have a zoo like the Utica Zoo is incredible, and it takes a fair amount of support. But it breaks down on the website the nonprofits that are supported, how you can give, how individuals can give as well, and highlighting some of the programs that is supported by the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida County. So.
And there's a new way for you to, it's a checking account. So any individual who wants to give through the Community Foundation, it's much easier. You decide you want to give to the Utica Zoo, you can sign up for a checking account with the Community Foundation, and we take care of the rest. So it's really, it's a very important part of our community, the philanthropy side. You know, there's the government side, and there's the grants and all that, but the truth is there's a lot of giving people. Mohawk Valley Gives, as Carrie talked about, it blew my mind how much money we raised in one day, and the people of this valley and this Herkimer Oneida County are very generous.
Well, thank you for all you've done for this community and continuing to serve. And Farmer Ben, thank you.
Yep,
Congratulations.
thank you. And I am very, very honored that I've been chosen to be the voice of the rural farm community in Oneida County because they have given a lot of effort to the inner cities because everybody sees the issues that Rowan just expressed. But there's a lot of issues in rural areas that nobody talks about. And so when they realized they had a void in that board of the rural agricultural, I call it rural agricultural areas, and I was told that would be my position, would be, Ben, you will be the voice of the rural agricultural communities that we may need to help and reach out to. We would like you to be that voice because you are all around the counties in rural area. And so I am just so ecstatic about being on that board. And again, thank you very much, Rowan, for thinking of me as being one of your trustees and the whole community foundation. I'm still learning my way through it, but I can tell you that the very first board meeting I went to, you weren't no slouch. You come in and there's business to be done, and the philanthropy in Mohawk Valley is huge. And the community foundation having the expertise to handle that, manage it, hand out the money and forward look at the projects that are being out there is amazing to me. So again, Rowan, it's a great committee.
It sure is.
Thank you very much. Former Assemblywoman DeStito represented the area for over 2 decades and is still working hard in this community as well. Ben Simons, of course, we check in with you pretty frequently.
Hey, thank you.
Co-hosted a show with us last week.
Yep, we had the commissioner on
at the Boonville Oneida County Fair. That's going on all this week through Sunday.
And the Open Goat Show, real quick for him. The Open Goat Show means that the Open Dairy Goat Show is mean all breeds get to come in and they judge the goats by the dairiness of all the breeds. So when you see anything that says Open Cattle Show or Open Goat Show, that means all the top end breeds of that type of an animal, whether it's open pigs, open goats, open cows, means they get to be judged on their productivity, what they look like, and how well they're doing. It's an overall. So I hope that helped out. And there's a lot of goats at the Boonville Fair this year.
Is dairiness considered an adjective?
I guess I don't know how to take that question. But dairiness means the milking part.
Oh, milking.
The milking. How much milk production they
Yes.
can make. How much milk production? We'll have to do a whole show on that for you, I said.
And then Carrie from Mohawk Valley Living. What is? Thank you for joining us. What is the website again?
Thank you, MohawkValleyLiving.com, and our August issue will be out this weekend, and it is the Great MVL Road Trip, taking you through the entire Mohawk Valley.
Do we have a chance to wrap things up, or are we out of time? All right, we'll come back and wrap it up in the final minute here. Our last break here on WIBX.
You know you want one. A Bad Boys mower isn't just another mower. It's second to none. It's an American-built machine with heavy-duty U.S. steel and shipped straight to Bob's Bad Boys mowers, never sitting around in a warehouse. That means when you're ready to mow, your bad boy is ready to go. And when the job's done, we're still here with expert sales, service, maintenance, and warranty support. Stop by Bob's Bad Boys Sales and Service, 6419 Middle Road in Munnsville. Call 315-264-2781 or visit bobsbadboys.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For a number of reasons, Sarah's Flooring Outlet should be on the top of your list for any of your flooring needs. This is Bill Keeler. Reason number one, Sarah's has the area's largest inventory in stock and plenty for you to choose from. Reason number two, Sarah's offers the best in quality floor covering. Top name brands like Shaw, Mohawk, Coratech, Mannington, and there are so many others. Reason number three, Sarah's will meet or beat any locally advertised price. Reason number four, it's service. Decades of experience, starting with Sal and Sarah and everybody, the entire team. You get unbeatable service at Sarah's Flooring Outlet. And remember, you can get 6 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Unrivaled service and experience, all at an affordable price. Now you see why more people buy from the big store. Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and in Sarah's FlooringOutlet.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
We're going to read a couple of comments on YouTube this morning. I will pick two randomly. One says, this is from Ja Wick. I have no idea what these comments are about or what they are in reference to. Let's see. The show needs Davey talk. Smitty, some final thoughts for the day?
Just quiet today, I am.
You are quiet today.
Yeah, I'm battling a couple personal things, so I'll be all right.
Yeah.
I hope you are okay.
And it says, here's one for you. Bill is gone. There's no Lance from Lee, no Richard, no Apple Mike from the Valley. Oh, and where is Tony Baloney?
I thought I saw Tony on earlier this morning. Lance from Lee did comment this morning. Farmer Ben loves him some. Well, oh, Lance. I thought Lance was not being nice this morning, so I didn't. He sent me a couple comments. I didn't read them. I have not heard from Richard.
Richard only texts emails Bill to his personal account.
Let me see. Do I have anything from Richard here in my inbox today? I don't believe that I do. Smitty, are we going to catch up with some of these politicians who are running for office this week? Anthony Constantino?
Yeah, no, we will have Anthony Constantino maybe on either Thursday or Friday. Tomorrow we have on the AG Republican candidate that is running against Letitia James, and we will be checking in with Kaylee Bueller, who is the Republican NY22 candidate, in studio tomorrow morning.
Looking forward to it. Cully, thank you for coming in to sit in this morning.
And Beth will be here tomorrow co-hosting with you.
Awesome. Look forward to it. Cully, I hope you have a great day. You're welcome to stop in the rest of the week periodically. You got to be respectful of the other mics, though, when the other guests are in. We're back after this.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Tribute to Lindsey Graham. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
He was a great guy. He was a great politician, actually. People don't understand he really was